Also, today's temperature is going to rise up over 100 degrees, so that's a Jerry curl alert. That's right, Jerry curl alert. If you have a Jerry curl, stay in the house, or you'll end up with a permanent plastic helmet on your head forever.
You don't know that. What?
Are we still translating?
6 beers in front of you. 1 down. 5 beers in front of you. Sorry, 1 down.
5 to go. Here. A little bit of Kimbra.
Yeah, I'll put this in there too.
All right. Yeah, we'll start off with this Kimbra.
Nice
I don't even know
toss.
what edition of the West Coast High Life this is.
Like 82.
We're gonna call it.
No, not even close.
We're just gonna call it
26?
We're in the mid-20s
Yeah, I think it's something like that. But yeah, this is the post-Alvis podcast. West Coast High Life sort of birthed itself out of an Albion.
We just stepped into a gay
evening.
club.
Yeah, we're in here. We're dancing. Our shirts are off. We're sweating.
Oh, wait a sec.
Party was jumping.
Oh, now we're in the gay club.
Now we're in the game club for
That
sure.
was, that was just the lobby.
It's great when you
I can see golden showers ahead of me.
make friends with the queen, maybe. Meet
Indeed.
a few trannies.
So even though it isn't like the 85th episode that you're suggesting earlier, Alex, this
Yeah.
probably is like the 3rd year we've done this then, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. This coming up 2014 will be the 3rd year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of years, man.
That's kind of cool.
2012 was the birth after the Alvis.
Yeah,
Alvis
you remember
time.
that video where actually you passed out face first on Alex's floor?
Yeah, that was actually pretty phenomenal. And we have the
Guess he didn't
filmmaker.
pass out this year.
We have the
Did not
filmmaker
pass
and
out.
member of the
Yes.
round table, Mr. Matty Reed, here with us for this session this time around. I want to say big up to you, Matty. What up?
What up?
Welcome back to the West Coast High Life, live and in person.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, it's kind of fitting, given the fact that Alvis was the birthplace of the West Coast High Life, that we have the filmmaker in the house tonight
Sure.
with us, and we're all drinking beers, and we're gonna.
I'm not.
Well, except for Klein. You want a beer?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Well, you gotta run.
Just
to
I
the
knew that
fridge.
was coming.
All right, there we go. Here's a beer coming.
All right.
All right, we're gonna crack this beer
That's something.
in front of
You
the
can
mic,
have one of
not
mine
directly
too
on
after
it,
you're
but
done that.
beside it, and we're gonna start it all off with the beer cracking. Oh yeah, that was
Wow.
good. That one even had extra reverb going.
That was capped.
So yeah, shit. It's kind of the culmination of the holiday now. Alvis was a couple days back. It's the 28th of December,
Alvis is always on Boxing Day, just in case anybody doesn't know that.
and yeah,
And
we're
it has to do with watching C-Lab cartoons.
No, it's an assortment of different videos.
It's an extravaganza. Oh, right.
I thought it was always predominantly C-Lab cartoons.
Which
Yeah.
weren't downloaded when we got there.
yeah.
Yeah, well, they were
there some-
streamable. They were streamable.
No,
we watched,
they were not.
We
They
watched
They were
the most.
shitty. It was in like 5-minute
4
clips.
minutes.
The
and then
most
there's an
important
ad.
episode was Feast of Alvis. That got watched.
Jazz Cola.
Yeah,
and Feast
in
of
2
Alvis.
parts.
This Feast of Alvis was different. Okay, we
With an ad
had
in between.
we had girlfriends
We did
there.
have women there this time.
You had
we
your
had-
girlfriend there.
Yeah. He had
I had
his.
mine there
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
And then 3 guys didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cam Pico were supposed to be there. They didn't make it, but there could have potentially been three females there. That would have
Yeah.
been a record.
Potential.
That
Still
would've
was a
been-
record at 2.
It's I think it's kind of a strange dynamic for us though to adjust because we're always used to being just like completely no holds barred on
Yeah.
Elvis.
Rock-
Not that that stopped us. Just
Yeah.
let me get there.
At
like,
previous
yeah.
Alvis's, "Rock and Roll in My Butthole" would have been up on
But-
screen, but we
but-
couldn't do
like
that.
it wasn't uncommon to be like, all right, here comes the 40-pounder, and you just
Yeah.
drinking that and another bottle, and
I think it's indicative that I was the only one person who brought hard bar this time. I was
Well,
the only
we
one
had
who brought
rum there though
Ja-
too.
Yeah, but Jamie like whiskey.
Mhm.
Whiskey is Elvis, right?
I
for me.
expected this guy to bring a bottle of Crown because that's what he normally does.
Oh yeah, the Crown. Yeah.
I don't drink Crown Royal anymore.
What?
I
I
still
don't.
like Crown.
I switched to Jameson's.
Yeah, I'm old Jameson.
Well, Jameson's definitely a superior
Everyone's getting
product.
all
But
Irish.
it wasn't because we watched The Wire a bunch. It's actually
Well, it
because
had
it's a
something
better
to do with
taste.
it.
It's
It
like
does have a better taste. though.
75%
Crown Royal
The
tastes a
Wire.
little
Okay,
bit
I'll
too
be
sweet
honest,
to
it
me
was
now.
because of The Wire.
It tastes a little bit too sweet to me now.
Well, I still like it.
It's a bit harsher than the Jameson's so smooth, man.
Well, for
Major
cheap whiskey,
smooth.
it's an easy drinking one.
If
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's
It's
good to
mainstream.
sip, and you can drink a lot of it. I find.
I have one. I have a bottle in my liquor cabinet.
of Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Where's your flask? I didn't see
Yeah,
it come out.
Where's the flask?
Actually, it's better to stay at home.
Yeah, probably. You actually, Fudge, this is a total 180 from years past, Albion-wise.
Yeah.
You were still walking. You made it downtown.
He's
so,
all grown up now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I made it. I made it
let's have a
home,
round of
and I went to work the next day.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
truly
He's
amazing.
Are you on time?
Yeah, dude,
Nice.
this year has probably been the biggest turnaround year in my entire life, and it's been good to get out of the parents' basement and like the no future and no motivation type of thing.
upward mobility to the point of owning a pea coat.
Yeah,
Wow.
I own a nice coat.
Why
now.
don't we go through the list of stuff that happened? That was your
Some
2013.
accomplishments.
And we can go around the table, starting with Ben.
Yeah, okay, that's
How
good.
was your 2013? You said it was really turning point.
Well, it was. My back finally healed up. I had a pretty significant back injury. I had ruptured my L5S1 disc, and it had taken, I guess, almost 2 years to get better. And that getting better was huge. And I actually got my license last November that year, and that led to the job I'm currently at. So I got out of debt, and I got into a place that I love, and was able to do a bunch of fun stuff in the summer and just kind of continue the momentum.
So what about comedy? You still doing comedy?
Definitely. Well, I haven't done it. I didn't do any in December, but I've been writing and thinking about a lot of new jokes. So I'm going to probably try and hit one of the first open mics I can and try them out.
Nice. Nice.
Come over to Van, too.
Yeah, well, I'm going to try and go to Whistler in sometime in January. So I'd like to maybe do leave Wednesday after work to Vancouver, spend the Thursday in Vancouver, and then Friday, Saturday, Whistler, Sunday back home.
See, right there, just that. Fudge, like, actually planning out something. Like, he's already got an idea from a Wednesday through a Sunday, as opposed to, like, a 10-minute plan. It's a celebration! It's a fucking celebration. Yeah. Well, fucking big ups to Fudge One and his upward mobility in 2013.
Yeah.
Making some green, paying back the dizzles, and getting himself dialed in. 2014.
Yeah, man, it's time to keep going strong.
Fucking A.
Fucking rights.
Yeah, I'd say 2013 has been a pretty good year. It's my 30th year here in
He's not
Victoria.
quite 31 yet. Well, either is Ben, I guess.
Oh, Fudge is 30.
Not till July.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're not 30 yet?
Yeah.
No, I'm
Youngins.
30, but I'm not
Oh,
31
right,
till
right.
July.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the 2013 has been, because my birthday's always in January, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's right.
Well, it's never not going to be
well,
in
sometimes
January.
I want it to be in
It
December.
either is or it isn't.
Oh, I used to hate it, man. I hated it.
That'd be awesome if
Fine,
it was different
because you're
months, though.
December, right?
Yeah, I love December because of it.
December-
is a super fun month for me.
I'd say it'd
all
be
around.
good as long as you have the space between Christmas and your
Yeah.
birthday, like at least a week and a half.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have.
That's why July is so good.
Well, yeah, because there's no like celebratory events happening.
Summer birthday is the best. You don't have school to worry about, so
I
you can
got the June,
you got all day.
Summer birthdays probably.
but
Right?
Yeah.
I'm still in session.
Well, you're definitely prone to having better parties if it's a summer birthday for most of the time. You know.
Yeah, you go
Um,
swimming or to the lake or whatever.
Yeah,
You
go out
can
and
be
do
outside.
something. Go utilize the things available to us. Yeah, so I want to see what's going on with myself in 2013. Well, I finally got an actual job. I've been a casual employee
Where we're
for
at the workplace.
the workplace here,
Yeah, we're
at our
workplace.
workplace, and yeah, they finally recognized the legitimacy of D Crazy and all that I bring to the
They
table.
always knew the legitimacy.
They knew,
of
they
D
just didn't want to
Crazy.
pay. So they finally
Yeah.
paid up this year, and
They had to pay the D crazy
they
tax.
had to pay the DK tax. And yeah, actually,
Back tax.
2D Productions has sort of got itself finally off the ground. I've got a lot of work happening with the sub, the Students Union, who I kind of have come full circle with, given that I sort of started my first mixing gigs in there 10 years ago. And, to finally come back and be the one who's putting people in there and putting the gear in there and servicing the equipment and getting behind all the productions has been pretty cool. So that's been dope. Also started working for Rifflandia this last summer. So that was sort of a new festival ad and kind of brought a new sort of perspective to putting on events.
I
Those
had a
guys-
ton of fun at Rifflandia this year.
yeah, those guys have pretty deep pockets and
I wanted to come.
they know
Looked like a lot of
how
fun.
to throw a good production. So it's been cool to have a
But
second.
it's like it is really in
Definitely going
September.
next year.
Yeah.
September, right?
It's in September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I'm already like in work mode a bit. Unfortunately, that's why I couldn't come.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is, right?
But I'll try and make it next year for sure.
If I can swing it right this year, I'm going to be able to do Shambhala, Burning Man, and then Rifflandia 2 weeks later.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we were
'Cause
discussing
we're playing
that.
about the man. We're planning next year to go to the.
Yeah, I'm
The burn.
thinking I'll probably do Burning Man over Shambhala.
Sure.
Because I probably won't be able to afford / do both of them physically. Because that's only, 10 days between events, or is it about 2 weeks? First week of September and sort of second week. So it's about 3 weeks, I guess, between the two.
No, Shambhala's the second week of August.
Yeah, it's like August
And
7th.
then
And
Burning
Burning
Man's
Man's the
the
last week.
Last week, and then it overlaps to the
Right,
first
over
week
Labor
of
Day.
September.
Right,
It's a week.
okay. So still, it is a bit of time, but
I wouldn't mind doing both because I've never been to Shambhala, and I always say that
It's the most fun you can have as an adult,
Yeah.
as far as I've ever.
but I'm always
experienced.
just sort of hesitant because of I
well,
don't know, just the lineup and
Base Nectar's back this year, which would be
kind
cool.
of the
Really?
pain.
Yeah. They just announced
The
for
pain that
holidays.
goes with a summer festival or any kind of festival.
Well, it's an
When
endurance
I was-
marathon.
of just
really, right?
douchebags.
When I was parking people, like I volunteered for Shambhala this summer, and my job was to park people in the dusty, super hot, insect-filled parking lots.
Yeah.
And I got really bored, so I started telling people who are really gullible, and I walk up to them and be like, "Hey, don't tell anybody, but it's gonna be Base Nectar versus Skrillex on the main stage Sunday
with people?
night. Don't be late." And some people were like, "What? No, get out of here." And like maybe like 1 out of 4 or 5 people was just like, "Really, really?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, get ready."
They just
They'd
got
be like
super
so excited. It
It
was
was-
so funny.
the common rumor always at Burning Man is that Daft Punk's there this year.
Oh,
It's
man.
like
really?
every single year.
That would be so
Daft
amazing.
Punk's here.
Fuck.
Get ready.
It's funny because like
But Crystal Method, no, it wasn't Crystal Method
yeah,
was
they
there.
did play there, didn't they?
And Infected Mushroom was
Did
there.
you guys
That's the
ever
only
have that
two I knew.
album Vegas by Crystal Method? One of their really early albums that had
Oh,
like
yeah.
Get Busy Child.
Sure.
Yeah. That was like a sort of
was their shit.
quintessential
Yeah.
techno album for me that got me into the genre for sure.
Big beat.
Yeah, definitely. I always remember I was working at Centennial Square, and Aaron would pump like Sasha, Oakenfold. Yeah, some Get Busy Child. He would rock this out, and I'd like try and break dance on the stage after shows and stuff.
Sure you would.
It was fucking hilarious. And then,
Pretty sure I saw some windmilling coming out.
Oh,
at the
probably.
Stir fry.
oh, I might have done that once or twice, and then like I better not do that again. I might fall over.
Yeah.
That was before. That was only like 3 drinks in at the bar drinks. Like I probably had 6 beer and then like I don't know 3 drinks of Jameson or something before I got down there, and then maybe only 2 drinks in by the time me and Biggie got the crowd going. We brought everybody in, saw a little nostalgia. We had to drop back into the dance floor and get people out.
Yeah, I was fucking shocked. I got into the dance floor with Christine, and these guys were already there ripping it up.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty epic. Okay, so we've tagged on our 2013s a little bit. We talked about what Ben sort of
I
come
don't
to
think
grips
Alex
with.
and me haven't.
I know. Hold on. We're getting there. So Ben's done it myself, and now Alex is gonna give us a little drop about his 2013.
Well, I had a lot of expectations this year. Being done school and all, I thought, the world was mine and everything was going to go perfectly. And right away, it didn't. I didn't get the perfect job. I didn't know what my perfect job was going to be. And I just really put myself out there and met a lot of tech company CEOs and ended up getting a lot of small gigs. Just hacked away at it, man. It was a real grind, but I ended up at the end of the year like clinching a really sweet contract with a place I'm really happy to be with. So,
Nice.
yeah, all in all, like very, very successful ending. Of course, my partner in crime, Christine, she finished her degree, so it was just felt like a real completion kind of year.
Yeah, you guys are getting it done.
Yeah, we're getting it done,
Right
and
on.
feel like we can move on to the next
A
stage.
little bit of real world reality hits though, right? When you first come out of school and you're like, I want this job, I want this, I want that, and things don't often quite happen as fast as you want them to,
Yeah, especially in this city, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. But
And-
diligence, man.
Yeah, so 2014 holds great promise, and I'm really excited about it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, Biggie Mara, what's up with you though, dog?
Yeah, 2013 was good. It was kind of a slow start. I remember it was really dead for work for me, and I was doing other things, driving a fucking truck up to Whistler in like the worst weather and stuff like that for this party company. But that was fun and everything, and work picked up for a while, and it was good.
What shows did you do this year?
I worked on a couple. Like I got into this indie sort of crew that does a lot of kind of low budget stuff, and it's actually a lot lower wage. But we did this kind of like it was almost like the Scooby Doo of like kind of Disney, kind of like crime fighting young beautiful people
Okay.
movie. And then we did this. If anybody's familiar with the Leprechaun series, we did Leprechaun Origins.
Didn't Jennifer Aniston star in one of the Leprechaun movies?
I don't know. Did she?
I think I saw her.
No way. I have to look this up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's a local director, Zach Lepowski, did a bunch of stuff for. He's famous for doing his Crazy Late short film.
93.
But yeah, it was cool. It was all right. I mean, it was out in Langley. It was a bit of a
trek.
It was a trek. It was all nights. But then we did Tomorrowland, which I just wrapped on, and I'm about to go work on Conflagration.
Oh, fucking nice.
So when you say we did Tomorrowland, like what were you doing? Were you rigging lights? Or?
I was doing the rigging crew. I was basically running cable and basically doing all the lighting.
Lamp pop stuff.
Fucking Warwick Davis is Leprechaun?
Apparently.
Well, that's the old Leprechaun.
Yeah, the old one.
I got a question for
The
you.
new one is this
You're right.
wrestler.
Jennifer Aniston.
He was
is-
tired of his good guy image from Willow and wanted to show his versatility, you know?
Do you find that
That's a
working on those
killer
like more
midget.
indie kind of films, that there's like a better sort of vibe going with the people there, as opposed to a big budget Hollywood film where it's way less personal. You meet people who, yes, maybe you work with them, but you wouldn't see them outside of work, kind of thing.
I think everyone's equally as miserable all
Yeah,
the time.
doesn't matter what the
because
biz.
if it might be like kind of fun what you're doing, but you're working twice as hard on an indie
Yeah.
set,
Yeah.
and then when you're doing the big one, you're complaining about how many hours you're working, but making lots of money,
Yeah.
so you're happy then, But one thing about my 2013 had a great ending was that I think I only released. I didn't release any videos because I do music videos.
Yeah.
Direct music videos.
No,
here
you
and there.
don't.
What's the tagline?
just saying
if
for
people
the
want to
people
check
out
that
there
out, Biggie
listening.
Smalls, or what's the?
Well, it's Matt Reed on YouTube and
Valentines?
and
What's
the
latest
Valentine teens I've done.
Teens?
Teens.
Valentines,
Valentines.
yes.
I've mispronounced their name
Oh,
countless
yeah, me
times,
too.
and if they are listening,
So you
I
said
did say
you
it.
said
I
that
did do it
project
again.
that you did with the Valentines,
Yeah.
maybe leading towards something in
a
2014.
Much Fact. We're trying for
Yeah.
a Much Fact grant. The song is called No Love.
Is Much Fact, is that like via Much Music kind of thing? Much
Mhm.
Fact. So that's like
The song is called No Love of the video we just did. We're trying for
That's
another
what people
one
on the
album.
East Coast usually get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole
Much Goes West needs to hook you guys up. Eh?
Yeah, Rick the Temp would probably help you out.
the whole jury is a bunch of.
What about
Rick
at
the
the
Temp's
Sock?
rotting in a jail cell somewhere.
he's
right now
he's
for
working on
kitty
ET,
porn.
man.
Yeah, dude, he's
on ET Canada.
he's an
Entertainment Tonight?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so wrong.
Well, it's just like the
Canada?
right place for him, I think.
yeah, fair enough.
With
I guess,
Michael
right?
Mulrooney, like
Oh God, yeah.
yeah, right place for him too.
Michael Mulrooney.
Put him
looks
where the
like
cheese is the
his
Mr.
face
most.
is made
fucking
of
douche
plastic.
chin.
Put him at the cheese factory.
Yeah.
Douche chin.
Yeah.
He's got it.
So yeah, like it was a really strong ending because we got a good response from the No Love video by the Valentines, and I don't know, they're getting a lot of press right now. So let's
That's good news.
hope that goes further. Yeah,
Oh,
and
fucking A, man.
yeah, New Year's gonna be happening.
Yeah, what are you doing for New Year's this year?
I'm going to the Hotel Vancouver.
What do they got going on?
It's this big soiree of different bands and spectacle and blah blah.
Nice. Is it like a black tie kind of event, or
You can wear whatever you like there,
nice? Okay.
but I'm gonna be dressing up.
Is it? Well, yeah. What are you doing?
Just a black suit, like
Nice.
a
Staying
Reservoir
classy,
Dogs
San
black
Diego.
suit. Yeah,
Fucking A, man.
maybe a black Kangol to go with it.
Nice.
But I don't know. Yeah, just it should be fun.
Nice. And that's.
Oh no, there it is right there.
This is the track.
Yeah, but
We'll
should be fun.
We'll let it ride for a sec here. Just give people a little taste. Oh yeah. So when did they actually make this
Hey,
song?
by
Is it
saying
recent?
giving them a taste, why don't you shut the fuck up and let them listen to it? I'm just kidding, kid.
They can go. He can cut it and they can listen
Yeah,
to
it's,
it on their
it's
own.
fine.
Because I've listened to this fucking song way
Oh,
too many
God.
fucking
Yeah.
Sorry, is
Every
this
edit.
And
Valentine's?
it's even better. It's
Valentines?
even better when you
Valentine.
find it on YouTube and you get to see the video
Valentine.
yourself.
Yeah, check out the
Tyne, yeah.
video
It's got to
itself.
be Tyne because there's a Y in it.
Exactly, Tyne.
Valentine's.
Yeah.
I say teens lots.
Oh, so you're
Oh.
saying how you said it wrong. I thought you were saying how to pronounce it right there, and I was
Yeah,
like,
you-
I was saying times. Fuck.
You're
Yeah, you're
teaching
saying
us
it
the
right.
wrong way. Valentine's.
Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah, I'm
Valentine's.
saying it right. You're saying it wrong.
I'm always saying
This
it wrong.
video has 0 dislikes.
Well, that's
Till
good.
now.
Oh,
Just kidding.
He's
I'll
in
leave
there.
it. It's all good.
It'll probably go on that I'll keep on pronouncing it wrong.
whatever. People still recognize Valentine.
Whatever. It's a cool
It's
video.
a
good
quirky
song.
debate topic. Hey,
They-
what do you call them?
Teens.
They got a real like retro
Pines.
feel. Real
Teens.
sort of harkens back to the old, the era of
Yeah, the
very
60s soul.
60s soul analog kind of sound.
They build themselves as a soul gospel group. I've heard a couple of gospels too.
Well, I was telling you earlier that last summer in probably March, Dane came to me for the Ska Fest because we had to fill one more slot on our like a Sunday or Saturday afternoon, and it was between Reggae on the Rocks and the Ballantines, and I never heard either of the groups. So I went on and I just like tried to find anything I could on the internet. Had a quick listen.
Valentine's.
I was like, Ballantines, that's the way. Let's do it. And that show was awesome. Like it had great attendance.
Yeah.
People were digging it. They were having a fucking awesome time.
Yeah, they have a lot of
And,
energy, and they can get the dance.
Yeah, they
Dance
definitely
floor going.
got that going.
I hope we get to see some live music where we're going for New Year's.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Actually, there's 5. Well, it's DJs, but there's gonna be
DJs, yeah.
5 or
Live
6
music.
playing. Well, it's when you have a
There's a
space
side
that's
look
the size
from
of
the
Pagoda.
I am disappointed.
Yeah.
You can't fit a band in there.
They did have
They
a band
did
there
at one time.
Yeah.
Well, they should get a band there.
I know.
Nah, you lose a lot of space though,
So
and this is
what?
their last party, and they want it to be
Yeah, make it
pulled.
They
great.
should lose as much space as possible. Like people shouldn't be able to move. That's what makes a good
Oh,
party.
it'll
They
be
should fucking screen out some of the zombie people that show up to those
Oh my
parties.
god,
Agreed.
dude.
yeah, that's true.
The people with sores on their face.
There are some serious people. There are some dudes that look like they could pass for Walking Dead. Like that one bald dude with like long like crypt keeper hair, and he wears a tie-dye shirt.
Oh yeah, what's his name?
Yeah.
Oh man, like get the fuck out of here, dude.
who looks like he's
I
done
don't want
way-
to be reminded
way too
about
much
death
tribal
when I
acid.
party.
Unless it's the band called Death.
Then it's cool.
There's just like little like whatever gremlin girl. I always call her. I think her name's like Jenny or something.
Gremlin girl.
I noticed that when I went to a rave in Vancouver, well, a ravey type event, that there was a lot of guys with sores on their face there.
God damn.
And it was just like, I got to get out of here.
Damn.
Probably a small
You got a
community.
towel, man? It's kind of hot out here, man.
Why don't you purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka?
That's what I'd want to say to those people. with Sores on their face.
We'll just bring some holy water and sprinkle it over the
They need the
herpes.
fountain of youth,
Yeah. Prince found it.
fountain
so-
of truth.
The
Okay,
fountain.
well that's our 2013 roundup.
That was a good roundout.
Well, what are some of the highlights of the year for you
like
guys?
stories. Like
Yeah, or like,
news-wise,
just be like either a specific.
I
or
heard
as
that.
vague as
I
you
heard.
want.
I heard that you now, if you have contract the AIDS virus, you now have the same expected lifespan of a person without the AIDS virus. So it's basically been cured.
Wow.
That's your highlight of
Yeah,
the year.
2013. Fucking AIDS got cured this year.
No, I'm talking about like
basically.
you personally.
Oh well, I have AIDS, so
His AIDS is cured, man.
Point.
Fucking A.
All right, remind me to never slit our like hands and clasp.
Blood
Never-
brothers?
Remind you
brothers.
never have sex with him.
Yeah, well, that too.
you got to
No
move
fluid
a lot of
exchange here.
fluids.
Yeah,
a
and
lot
no-
of fluids.
And no blood transfusions.
I don't even know what blood type I am. I don't know.
Hopefully not AB.
Who cares?
Blood type HIV.
Or is it AB the most like able to
No,
receive
O,
blood?
O
O
posi-
is.
O.
AB you can give to anybody, but you can't receive.
neg.
Is it
O
O neg
pos?
or O positive?
I can't remember.
I
There's
think
one
it's-
that's a universal donor and one that's a
Universal donor is AB.
and the universal
Recipient.
receiver.
Receiver is O.
That's a sweet one to be.
That is a sweet one.
Oh man, speaking of blood
It's
types,
vampire
again,
blood.
it brings me back to watching the Reanimator last night and that one scene.
Reanimator's
You guys
dope.
watched
Have you
that?
guys seen the Reanimator yet?
He did.
yeah,
He
yeah.
did. Yeah.
Oh fuck, it's awesome. This one scene where the dude's head's cut off and he basically like his body is walking around with his head that's like stuck on a spike in a pan, and he goes up, gets all this blood from like the storage thing, and he pours the blood all in the pan, and the head's just like yeah.
Not only that, is his body like rip off the clothes of some girl.
Oh yeah,
then
it
takes
straps
his
this
head,
chick down,
and basically the head starts licking its
licking
nipples.
the tits. Yeah,
Nice.
it's pretty awesome.
I think it's like, isn't it his?
It's like the dean of the school's daughter, and this
Yeah.
guy's like one of the best head
That's
scientists,
right. Yeah.
surgeons.
She's his student, or
Yeah.
was his student.
I think so.
This year was
Then there's
also
Herbert West with
There's,
the
yeah.
big freaking
Herbert-
syringe.
this
Yeah.
year was the year
Yeah.
of people realizing that robots are going to take over the world for real.
With Amazon drones.
Amazon drones and Google buying
Boston Robotics.
Boston Dynamics, which was a DARPA robot defense company.
Elaborate.
So you've seen that video of the really scary looking robotic dog that can track you at like 40 miles an hour.
No, I haven't.
Yikes.
Well, Google bought them.
I don't think I can run faster than that.
Yeah, I can't go faster
Well,
than 10.
especially
All
if
you
it
got to
has-
do is strap a taser on that
especially if
thing
it
and
has
you're done.
turrets on it or something, right? Yeah.
A taser turret.
Attack drone dogs.
Yeah.
Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me,
Um,
dog.
What else this year? Anyone gonna go see the new Keanu Reeves movie?
He has a
Probably
new
wait
movie?
for that to get to
I
video.
don't know. It looks over the
Is
top.
it
and
something
got
13
in a bad
Assassins or
way.
something?
47 Ronins.
47 Ronins, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was already
I
a
don't
Ronin.
like watching white people invade on Japanese culture any more than necessary.
But he's
Unless it's
Kai,
World
the
War-
half-blood.
No, man, it's got to be unless it's World War II. I don't want to see white people in samurai movies.
Fair enough.
I want to see white people fighting Japanese people in like Iwo Jima.
What about the Last Samurai?
That was bullshit.
Guess
Tom
Keanu Reeves is
Cruise.
the
The
last
only,
samurai.
the only example of a white guy immersing himself in Japanese culture was Shogun.
And Duncan Miller.
They've never done that. Yeah, and Duncan Miller.
Well, they had a TV show, but it was done in the 70s.
Yeah,
right?
they
So
should- I
you
think
just-
it's right.
You got to hold it to a different standard.
It's ripe for renewal. Someone will pick that up. Make a big screen movie.
Yeah, and include the harigata.
Oh, dude, definite harigata action. Can you just
Harigata time.
do some harigata? Shogomas? For us, please.
Arigato.
Harigata. Yes. Well, shit, man. I wanted to see, like, okay, so 2013 has happened. We've already sort of talked about what we did and what sort of changed. Are there any aspirations coming up for the new year? You guys got big plans? You working on any projects? I know, Biggie, you got the Video Fact thing coming up with
If it happens.
well, you know,
I
it's
shouldn't even be talking about it.
hey,
Yeah.
hey, it's
Yeah, that might
it's fine to pipe
curse
dream it right now.
No, okay. So for pipe dreams, I got I'm working on a project with Duncan Trussell, who's a comedian and podcaster of sorts, and he has this idea. He's kind of psychedelic, and he wants to use this technology called the Oculus Rift, which is a VR headset, to make like a live podcast performance arena that anybody with an Oculus Rift can log into and be part of the virtual environment.
So you're saying you'd have like up to how many users at one time during this
Well,
podcast?
you know, it's right now we're testing with 30 people.
Wow, that
so
sounds
what
fucking intense.
We want to be able to have hundreds, if not 1,000 people. We want to be able to replicate a whole arena.
But how do you simultaneously have all these people talking at once, or do you have like do you have
Well-
like the talking stick virtually, basically, or how does it? How would you?
Yeah, the main experience is based around listening to the podcast, right?
Yeah.
So, but also feeling like you're in the room, and you could log in as
so
a
they're
different.
listeners, not necessarily people who
Yeah,
are
they're not.
participating.
They
in
don't
the
have to be
podcast.
active,
Okay.
right? You could open it up to that, but right now we're just focusing on this experience of a podcast and making it in a virtual environment.
Right. Okay.
And one of the cool things is like you could log in as a different type of an avatar. Like you could be like an ant, and you could crawl up Duncan Trussell's arm while he's speaking, and like listen to the podcast like a fly on the wall or whatever you want to call it. But
Yeah.
Or an ant on the head.
an ant on the head or up his nostril, whatever it is. But he's going to be the first one with Duncan will be the first one with a really like detailed avatar, and yeah, that's what we've been working on it for three months now, and all the people are coordinating all over the world. It's a team of like 25 people that are.
So are those VR headsets? Are those already in operation right now? Like
Yeah.
How
you're
much do
using
they
an
cost?
They're going to cost about $200 to $400. It's right.
That's not as expensive as I thought it would be.
It's
No,
not.
I thought it'd be
well,
like at least
$1,000.
$1,000.
No, the technology is basically a smartphone screen with special lenses around your head and sensors.
Yay!
Yeah, so it's cheap
It's
because
basically
Look
two
at my special
smartphones on your
lenses.
eyeballs.
these
Yeah,
screens,
Vinci.
the screens are mass produced, but they do a really great job of tricking you with perfect head tracking that you're in this virtual world. I've tried the Oculus a few times, so I know what the experience is sort of like, and it is going to change things. It's going to change gaming. It's going to change we are going to actually have some semblance of virtual reality.
The new Kinect is pretty amazing too. From
The
new
Xbox thing?
yeah, whatever, if it's Xbox or the PS4 or whatever.
I think it's Xbox.
It's
yeah.
Xbox. Okay, yeah.
Xbox,
I saw a demonstration on like how it can track up to 5 people in a dark room. You know,
Wow.
various like body movements and.
Yeah, and that becomes all feedback for an avatar. So like these things will all work in concert together. So the game will see you, and you'll be in the game.
I would only make sure I went in front of my Xbox when I had like a huge boner.
Hey, NSA.
No, man.
Well, that's the next thing,
Connect
right?
in
I guess
motion.
The
virtual
NSA
sex.
has
Pisses
my
me off.
thumbprint.
Holy
I wanna-
fuck!
I have a new iPhone, so the NSA has my fucking thumbprint now.
That's the biggest thing of this year was like Edward Snowden and figuring out that they can hackers can get into your computer and trigger your laptop camera without triggering the light. So like you could always be being watched. You could always be being under surveillance. Everything's filtered through NSA computer systems. That's huge.
So I just need to keep jacking off in front of my video camera, and then
Yeah.
people like
Well, the thing is, like,
love it.
well,
Someone will eventually care.
yeah, I
Yeah,
guess,
how they were like, "Hey, that wasn't legal porn."
well, it depends what you were jerking off to. Exactly.
yeah, exactly. I
Oh.
heard that
Haters,
that
man.
it was being collected so they could use it to you know,
if you're jerking
bribe
off to the
or-
Mona
sorry,
Lisa, that could be considered
blackmail
art.
people depending on their habits or how you know, inappropriate or how
If you start writing
outside of the norm they were.
If you start writing a status into Facebook and then and then you delete it, they know what you wrote before. They keep track of everything. And Facebook came out and said, like, we don't know why so many people self-censor their posts. It's like, dude, you guys should have kept quiet about that because now people are going to be kind of pissed off about it. It hasn't stopped people, though. Apparently, we don't care about privacy. So,
Well, to what extent? I mean, the NSA is a American entity, a group. What about in Canada? What is our regulatory CSIS?
yeah, and we're
But that's
tied
like
to the
Canadian
Americans.
CIA, right?
We're tied to the Americans. All of our data sharing stuff and internet backbone stuff is all easily readable by the NSA.
But I mean, what flags the NSA to like? Do they just in general like everyone is
They
being
take
watched?
everything. They take everything that flows through the internet, and then they run algorithms that.
This guy took a picture of a poop, and in his background, he's gonna be a terrorist. Or
Sure, but
something,
if
you
they
know?
can link poop.
No, but they scan
with-
that away and they put that in a folder kind of thing.
Yeah, a poop and then a geotag somewhere in a training camp in Afghanistan, and then like
Yeah, you got, like,
they
a-
took a dump in, and then they've got an Instagram of like a machine gun, and then they tie it all together, and like this guy's
So he's
taking
basically
shits
yeah.
in an Afghan
He's taking a shit,
terrorist training camp.
being trained by Taliban.
Yeah.
yeah,
At
okay.
the same time.
Or maybe he's not, but they could you know, this is the scary thing is
Well, how
they
do you
could
get all the
construct-
art? How do you get all the art on the newscast when someone does something crazy? I guess, right?
Yeah.
Except for Facebook. I mean, maybe that's just automatically sent. Like, oh, we have all that right here.
They could construct a past that isn't really you, right? Which is
Sure.
the scary thing.
Yeah, I suppose. It just seems like, we have the majority of the general public have very little knowledge of what we're being watched for, what activities are quote unquote like sinister or flaggable or
No,
whatever.
it's not even sinister or flaggable. It's just anything they just tag everything, right? So if something it's just so they can keep filtering info down and down and down until they can find some results, right? And
Dude, are you okay over there? You look like you're gonna fall
If
asleep.
they can match up,
Fuck.
If they
Let
can,
him
He's
get the
making up for
spot
the
out.
other night.
Carry on. Sorry.
and if there's,
And he's back.
it's just it's just fuck it. I don't care. I don't even care anymore.
He's just. it's just.
I had the thread and I lost it.
You guys are assholes.
No, it was great because I saw
No,
you
but
fading.
it's just like they collect as much data as possible because eventually anything they can use to trace back to you is a link they can use to you, right? And once they have you there,
right. Okay.
it's in the database, or so to speak.
Hmm.
Even if you're
But-
not doing anything wrong, it's just like they know what.
But we don't have endless amounts of storage space to fucking
they
store
pretty much
absolutely
do.
everything. do we?
They actually just made a huge space in Utah, bigger than any other government facility.
So it's just like hard
like
drives.
the depth
basically?
of this building filled with hard drives that are petabytes of data, like just ridiculous amounts of data.
pedobytes. Petabytes. Sorry.
Petabyte.
Yes. Carry
That's
on.
beyond terabyte. Yeah.
Wait,
like
we better
1,000.
not talk of pedos on the podcast, or we might have the NSA after us. For fuck's sake.
whatever.
If you're listening,
they already
if you're
keyed
listening,
I
we
say
are
it-
hot
It's
flag.
It's
already
our
keynote to
job to overload their hard drive space.
Yeah,
it's
pretty
our job to create so much content that they have to keep like spending money and getting more powerful computers and processors to filter through our shit.
Yeah.
So keep reblogging pictures of cats and
More cats.
Cats taking dumps on other terrorists and
more
cute cats.
watch epic mealtime.
Well,
and-
I mean, like, are you guys surprised or
even
not
still doing
surprised there
that?
haven't been any major terrorist attacks in North America?
No,
United
I'm not
States
surprised.
since
Freedom is
2001.
I'm not-
freedom is strong right now.
what about the Boston bombings? Didn't
Well,
that just happen last
Well,
year?
it got prevented, but that and so did one in Victoria this
the-
summer.
the
How did it get
action-
prevented?
oh,
A
man.
bomb went off. It didn't get
It
prevented.
didn't get
Lot of
prevented.
People died.
A bomb went off.
No,
and
no, I
people
mean in
died.
Victoria. I mean,
Oh,
in
right,
Victoria,
right.
in Canada.
That
Sorry,
was
excuse
because
me.
those-
which everyone
those
on this
people were
table
set up.
seemed-
Those
we were at your place, like very near.
Yeah.
Right.
those
Yeah,
people were those
That
people
was
were
fun.
um,
I left the music pumping when I
We
fell
would have had a
asleep till
great
7 a.m.
vantage point.
But yeah, like, do you think that's
watch
because
death.
people are generally happy here, or do you think it's because anti-terrorism is so good that
okay.
that
Let me
everything is
let me just
prevented?
throw out a statistic here, and you guys can fact check this. You
How
are
about
more.
you fact check it before
You
you
have
tell
the
us?
computer.
no,
so-
I know this one statistic off. I don't know the 0.0 or whatever it is, but you're more likely to get killed by a piece of furniture than by terrorism. You're 5 times more likely to be injured or killed by a police officer than by terrorism. Terrorism is actually
not if you put a gun in its face.
terrorism is such a
Then you have 100%
non-threat.
Fuck your
chance.
couch, nigga.
On a couch.
But for some reason, everybody has it wrong and thinks that we're on the verge of all getting blown up by jihadists or whatever it is. But
I'm
in
more
reality-
I've been concerned about the environment. The environment
In re-
taking a shit on us.
well, yeah, if
Oh,
we
wait till the
frack
oil pipeline
fucking
comes
shit
through.
and we put oil pipelines, and that's a much greater threat to our groundwater, and a fucking earthquake could happen. These things are more realistic than terrorists fucking with Victoria or most of Canada in general,
Well,
or even
whatever.
most of the states.
I just meant like any like major city, like in L.A. or like New York. I mean, you couldn't think of a bigger target. But I'm yeah. So
Makes it good for a movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, half the time it isn't terrorism.
That's all
just-
it
it's-
is.
It's
That's
creating
why
a
we
state
think-
of fear and ignorance in
We
your
f-
public, and that's what it's
Exactly.
all about.
And we have movies that perpetuate that over
course
and
we
over
do.
again, right? And to the point of where people think that getting blown up by a terrorist is actually a thing that might happen. But your chair is more likely to kill you. Your chair, your fucking chair, your table at home.
Time and circumstance, really. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, I think it is.
your odds are always swayed in how much you are.
Well, look at what's
If you
there.
go to
I'm
Iraq,
not saying
the
yeah,
odds
exactly.
go up.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Right, but I mean, what about Sochi?
But I'm saying that sort of yeah, exactly.
about Sochi
They
coming
already
up,
had
right?
a car bombing over there just yesterday.
Yeah.
really.
Not at Sochi, about 100.
They were,
you know,
yeah,
clicks
outside
away.
of Sochi, but still, I mean, Russia's always been a hotbed for problems like that too.
Sure.
You know? So who knows?
And
though,
with
like,
with a whole world sticking their nose at the gay and lesbian thing. I mean,
yeah,
They have a lot of terrorist states really close to them, like Dagestan and
Chechnya.
define
Yeah,
terrorist
Chechnya.
state.
A government that sponsors attacks on civilians to
propagate
perpetuate their
own
foreign
agendas,
policy.
right? Yeah. I mean, I think that the notion of terrorism was a social construct that the states created, or that the West created, to demonize the other, you know, and to have this. It's like a force that we have to fight against. We have to justify spending this much money because we have to protect ourselves from.
Well, it's
So-
like one faction's
yes.
terrorist is another faction's freedom fighter.
Sure.
right?
Yeah,
Sure,
weren't
it's
the
all
Americans really
perspective,
like the
right?
first terrorists? Like, weren't they? Because when they
No, I mean colonialists.
Well,
were,
yeah,
you
look at the
know,
British
British
or-
Empire.
didn't they have to like
The French.
or the
Yeah.
Roman Empire too.
But I'm okay. Yeah, they're the first
the
terrorist
Babylonians,
was the
whatever.
first person that rebelled against
Crusaders.
an
I think
oppressor.
terror
but-
terror just has a different
Or a
implication
conqueror.
or meaning.
Terror
than it
conquerors
used to.
could be
Genghis
terror.
Khan. Genghis Khan.
Yeah, I mean,
Rah, rah.
conquest has
Right, or the
always been
first
about
fucking cave
oppressing
tribe,
the other,
whatever.
Yeah,
right?
the first guy who invented a tool and hit the other dude for a piece of meat.
You're terrorizing me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
No, I'm
understand.
tender-
Started it
Tenderizing
all.
you.
Yeah, I'm tenderizing.
Tenderoni. That's a good song.
I don't know. People just all basically want the same thing, right? They want a certain measure of freedom to believe in whatever they want to believe in, and they want to eat some good food and have some drinks
Be
and-
fucking left alone.
and be left
Yeah,
alone
no.
and be around family.
Well,
and
yeah, most people do want to isolate themselves from anything that is hostile. They want to be comfortable and they want to have their own.
comfortable.
We want comforts, right? Well,
That's exactly
what
it.
we seek. Is
That's if there's one word, it's comfort.
Comfort.
It is.
Darcy just said we want cum.
fort.
A comfort?
Comfort.
Actually,
He just wants. Okay,
I
he
would
wants,
he
like
wants
some cum.
comforts affordable.
I would. I
he
want
wants
some
to
cum
protect
chips,
his. He
actually.
literally
Can you
has
make
like,
it comfort
he
in
literally
Minecraft?
has like silos full of cum within his fort that he's protecting.
Hey, don't talk about my cum silos right now. That is strictly for a post-Alvian podcast, okay? But no, seriously, you could
Gross.
probably make a
Cum
cum fort in Minecraft. It
That
would
means
take
it'd
some-
have to be solid
have-
in some way to keep structure.
You'd have to like jerk off
Gross.
a lot of chickens or something. But
Andrew, you are not the father.
this makes a hilarious GIF if you see it. But
It's kind of funny if you have visuals to go.
Yeah, this doesn't really add anything.
I'm pondering it. We really
Nothing to do
gotta.
with the comfort.
Fudge, you gotta slam that beer right now. You're gonna pass out if you don't slam that beer.
Dude, it's his fourth beer already.
Are you on 4?
What are you on, Matt?
I'm on my
Oh,
second.
okay.
What are you on, Darcy?
I'm on 2 as well.
You've quadrupled.
Do you want another
doubled.
beer?
You've doubled what everybody else is.
Alex, you need a beer?
No, I'm good. I'm good, man. Thanks.
Well, fuck you then.
I
there
should
a-
probably drink
why not?
Ben's beer. Though. Help him out.
No.
He's
He's
getting
doing
he's
doing
good?
all right.
he's
good?
getting
You
Hulkamaniac.
good, man?
He's juiced. He's riled.
Some
He's
would say,
ready to
he should
rock.
drink even more, faster.
He should have brought his Jamie. his
What kind of
special
beer
friend.
is this that you got here?
I'm
from
kind of.
Phillips?
I almost have a
Ills-
respectable liquor
Ilsenor.
cabinet now.
Ilsenor.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
It's a Phillips.
I can never really maintain it. I'll get a bottle of something
Dry
and then
hopped.
it'll be gone by the time the next one either gets purchased or if it's in
just-
there and I
it's
have
just
2
beer.
bottles for the more than
can
like a
say
week.
that
That's
I-
a miracle, man.
I
Yeah,
can
no, you
definitely
can't.
say I am
You're out of
manipulated
control,
by
man.
packaging.
I got some.
It's good artwork. Phillips has good artwork.
Would you say
Right-
you're
right
manipulated
now-
by how much by packaging when you go in the liquor store?
A lot.
That's
Well,
good. I like
a
that
large
package.
Yeah,
part.
because like I was definitely
You were thinking
into this
strange brew.
Ilsmore beer, just as I was when I saw
Elsinore, yeah.
the
Elsinore, isn't it?
Elsinore?
Elsinore?
Yeah,
Elsinore.
you remember the
Elsinore.
strange
Else.
brew where Bob and Doug McKenzie end up trying to go to the Elsinore factory because their mouse in a beer bottle trick didn't get them
There's
a
an
case of beer.
Elsinore?
Yeah, it's called Elsinore. That was the brewery from
Oh.
Strange Brew. And I think that's what they were trying to like trigger to, like all that old nostalgia of like, oh, Strange Brew. But the
Mhm.
beer's, it's not really my favorite.
It's not bad.
It's okay. I mean, I haven't had a Phillips beer that I don't like.
I can't say that it's the best, but my
I definitely do like this Lighthouse
I mean, I
Tasman
can
Ale.
never get enough of the old.
Oh,
Fat
Fat
Tug.
Tug. Yeah, that's a
like
good one.
this- You know how popular Fat Tug is in Vancouver?
That's like the number
It's
one
fucking
beer.
Largely Fat.
It's ridiculous. Every bar
Frap.
has Fat Tug. So Driftwood is doing very well.
Driftwood is a good beer. I like the White Bark as well.
Did you say fat tug or fap tug?
That I don't.
Fap.
I don't want to make that joke right now.
It's like double tugging.
Tug
There's
a
something,
lug?
there's something else that
Tug
rhymes
a
with
lug.
tug- with
Woo!
tug.
Where's the tugboat samples, Klein? Come on. That would have been fucking poignant, man. That would have held our bated breath for the
You
next
did not help me get online here.
30
I'm
seconds.
tethering my phone to
That's
the internet.
perfect. That's good. I want
First
you to
world
spend
problems.
money. Spend money.
Asshole.
First world
Yeah.
white privilege problems.
WP.
Yeah, what was the white privilege
Back
conversation
to
you
this.
and Matt got about it in at Alvis? I heard
Say
about it.
it's
but-
over your white privilege, son.
I heard
Shots
about it.
fired.
I
I
heard
was
about it,
kinda-
but I didn't want to have a damn thing
I was-
to do with
I
it.
was
Man, fuck your
semi-
white privilege.
I was semi-serious, semi-joking. I was kind of just throwing that out there, but
Semi-drunk.
semi-drunk, of course. But yeah, I mean, if you look at someone like Simon, right, who's got a single mom upbringing, dad never in the household, you know, how much further in life can you get by having a dad who's white, who lives in the uplands,
That's
versus not having one and sort of being left to fend for yourself?
we'll look about ascribed versus achieved status, right?
Ascribed
Ascribed status.
You could even just say as complete as like sorry. You could say like a 2-parent family versus 1-parent family.
A one parent, a single mom family is always going to be at a disadvantage to a family that has a couple that stay together.
One
that-
income to two incomes, of course.
Depending on
Well, it's
their
not just the
upbringing.
incomes. It's not just the incomes, though.
They might
It's-
put a fire in their belly to be very creative and might be creative themselves,
think
and
it's
then
the-
they
Look at people like
sort
Jimmy
of-
Pattison, dude.
look at I don't know.
Single mother, like
yeah.
came from a really broken family, had all these challenges in his life.
He's the richest motherfucker in Canada.
Yeah, and it doesn't necessarily say. I mean, yes, I think you're right. Probably statistically more
yes.
people from single-parent family homes.
It's
are
the
running-
worst thing you can do.
It's the same thing with psychological problems or like abuse in the household, things like that, right? They all stem endemically towards your offspring.
We're all lucky because we all had parents that stuck together.
Yeah, but that being said, we have an ascribed and an achieved statuses. We all do. We're ascribed where we're born,
What do you mean
socio-
ascribed?
Yeah, what do you
Describe
mean?
ascribed.
Yeah, please.
Ascribed is basically what you're given through birth, like what you
Like winning the lottery, being born in Canada.
You mean that's
Yes.
what you inherit?
No, it's called ascribed status. You can
You don't win
fucking
the
look it
lottery.
up. I don't care what you want.
You want me to
do,
look
but
it
whatever.
up?
Sure, look up ascribed.
You don't be
Ascribed versus
win
achieved
the lottery is
statuses.
not one.
Ascribed status is the social status of a person is assigned at birth or
There you
quick.
fucking go, Budge. Suck on that a big one time, right? You can ascribe my balls, motherfucker.
Did your
Out
big
of-
school
out of
teach
all
you
the
that?
4
dude?
years-
it was
out
a-
of all the 4 years you used, you remember like 4 things, and ascribed was one of them. And it's like,
Right.
this
Oh,
feels
well.
so good for
It's
you.
right
guys.
out of-
fuck,
it's
that's
right out of the-
golden days,
It's
man.
right out of the sociology Wikipedia
Oh,
section.
there you go, homie.
Yeah.
That's right. So I
What
sprechen a
sociology
little of
class
that
was
shit.
that?
Looked like you showed up to class on the right day.
Oh yeah. I got there. I took it. It went in one ear and it stayed in.
Ralph Linton, does that mean anything to you?
No,
What about Phil Davidson?
What about
or
John
that?
Shepard?
no. I know Weber.
By the
Marx,
way,
Durkheim.
the ascribed status thing, that's from 1936.
It doesn't fucking matter. If you're born in 1936, you're born in
It must be bullshit.
2013.
No, but I mean that's when people were.
It's just a delineation
People
between
still quote
earned
I call
Shakespeare.
it. I call it winning.
inherited.
I call it winning the fucking lottery because
Well, you call it whatever
any of
you
us
want.
could have been incarnated in
But-
any
but
other
I-
part of
dude,
the world.
It doesn't
yeah,
matter.
exactly.
Or
And
it
that's
could be
why,
a bug too
That's
that
why
only
I
lives
think
for a
anyone who
week.
kills himself in North America is making a bad decision because you are born in the best place on earth. And if you wake up in fucking China, in pollution city, where living there is like just living there is like smoking 8 packs of cigarettes a day,
Plus,
you fucked up.
It's true. Your baby milk in China is probably going to be laced with fire retardant.
And lead. And mice.
But that's good for you, right?
And you're going to grow up, and there's going to
Yeah,
be
I like lead.
only other Chinese dudes and a couple of women, and you guys are all going to be fighting for them, and you're going to be a low salary man on the pole, and they're
You
all going
also,
to.
yeah, but like again,
China really needs
China,
some purges,
India-
eh? They need like peasant purges.
They already did that.
No, they didn't.
They purged so many people during the Cultural
Well,
Revolution.
yeah, I mean, like, not recently.
They're purging baby girls as we speak.
No, that's what I mean. Like
That's
they,
their problem.
They gotta kill off like 3/4 of the
but
dudes.
okay, so let's go back to single parent family versus
Get off of this topic.
No, seriously, no.
No,
How?
Seriously, we gotta do this.
I want to talk
no.
about this. I want to talk about this. So say whatever.
carry on. I'm gonna need a beer.
They take all like the unemployed people and like the lowest educated people, and they 3/4 of them they throw them in a meat grinder, whatever.
We'll end up eating that as hot dogs over here.
Well,
Yeah,
they'll
that'll be put back into the circulation.
They'll probably okay. What they'll do is they'll feed all of these guys to pigs. The
It'll be
pigs
in-
will eat them. They'll take those pigs, fatten them up on the people, make them into Nathan's hot dogs.
Walmart
and
pogo
sell them
sticks.
into Walmart. But like, whatever.
Man,
I don't even care. Fuck China.
it's all about having
Pollute the shit out of your country.
it's all about having a strong middle class, I think, and like having less severe inequalities. Thank you. And I think China's really bad at that. Except most people are equally poor, and then there's like a super rich class that can just like buy apartment buildings and come over here and buy like 3 properties in Richmond and a Bentley and send their kid to school, everything paid for, and buy them a BMW.
The polarization of wealth.
And yeah, and I think it fucks things up for the whole of society to have that much.
Dude, it's already fucked up Vancouver house prices. Like
Right.
all the money that's come out of like China, who are trying to buy all the fucking housing there. Someone, a Vancouverite wants to buy a property that's listed at
million bucks. They come in with an offer of 1.1 or 1 or whatever, right on the button. Someone from China comes in with an offer of 1.3.
Right.
And they fucking get it. But we don't taxate foreign investment like that right now.
We encourage it.
There's a billion of them
We
and
encourage it a
30
lot.
million of us.
And we have for years. You know, Canada is built on immigrants.
Yeah, it
you
has
know?
been. It has been sort of a no holds barred, sort of. Oh, actually, not no holds barred is the wrong.
Are you
word.
guys
It's been like a non-regulated sort of thing, foreign investment. It's
Well,
just,
I
it's
mean-
been. Let's keep the train going and everything.
Exactly.
Let's build more.
More money's better.
Yeah.
More money. Bring it
We
in.
don't care if anybody lives in these.
Yeah.
What we're,
Or we don't
we're
care
building.
about locals.
And we
Fuck
don't care
locals, right?
about the nostalgia about what we're tearing down. We just want to have more of the same kind of stuff. We need more units.
Make money for
More units.
Make money for a
Yeah.
developer.
And it's like this is the type of city that needs to keep a lot of its stuff it's tearing down because we're so freaking. We're not even like we're barely 100 years old. Like
Who, Vancouver?
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, yeah, we need to keep a lot of what what we have
Of the heritage, yeah.
and
Well, what
actually
all-
be kind of proud about some sort of things, whatever they may be.
That are
I
like
don't know.
sort of cultural icons.
Yeah,
of
that are
Vancouver.
not just yoga pants.
Yeah, no doubt. It's not Lululemon and fucking Versace.
which now get
Nothing
made
wrong
in
with
China.
those pants.
No, nothing wrong with them.
No,
of
we
course.
still love Lululemon. Don't get us wrong.
They're
It's funny-
deceiving though. It's like some women who buy those pants they're pretty much just saying like, I don't really want to exercise.
Because these pants are going to make my butt sweat that much? Or
They'll
what?
do no. These pants will do the rest. They'll suck everything up, and then you peel the pants. You peel the pants off, then like the cottage cheese butt fucking limps out, and you're just like, oh god damn it, this asshole probably smells like a goddamn swamp.
There was a big story about the owner Chip Wilson having his
That guy's such a retard. Have you seen his interviews? He comes across like such a douche.
and yeah I think he got the Red Hot Chili Peppers to play at his wife's
He had to step.
50th birthday party for I think a cool 500,000.
No, he had
Wow.
And
to.
it was not even an hour set. It was like
45
50
minutes.
Yeah, 45 minutes.
He had to step
And there was a
down.
set list, and it was all mostly new shit, a couple of old stuff, but like
That's
Yeah.
cool that
I
he
had
got
some
them.
friends who did like the stagehand stuff for it, and they were stoked. But I'm just like,
Yeah.
that amount of money, like 500,000 for 45 minutes of a
Yeah, I know.
band's time. Like, yes, they'll fucking do it.
course
Of
they'll
course
do it.
they'll do it.
Yep. That's the
Holy
best gig
shit,
ever, man.
100, over 125,000 per band member.
Corporate gigs are where
Per
fucking
hour.
huge money
private
is.
to get. They're called private gigs.
Yeah, private gigs,
$100,000
private
an
gigs.
hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, fair enough. If you
125,000.
can afford that
crazy.
and that's how you're going to spend your money, then that's cool.
That is cool, but like I don't know,
Yeah.
45 minutes.
That
That's
was
like
probably a
lot
fucking
of,
awesome party and probably meant the world to her. Like, who the fuck? You know what I hate about like society now is like everyone wants to tell everyone else how to live. Like everyone wants to tell everyone else how to spend their fucking money, and like it gets on my nerves. Like, figure your own shit out before you start telling other people how to fucking do their shit. And like my sister gets so fucking mad at me because I spend money on shit. But like as long as as long as you have your own shit sorted out, spend your money however the fuck you want.
Dude, it's
That's
like
why you got the 5S in your
Kind of
hand.
sounds
man.
like you're about to take a
Yeah.
shit over there before you attack. God damn.
I'm trying to collect my thoughts, you fucking asshole.
sounded like Otto, the bus driver, for a minute.
Oh god.
That was a good story, though.
No, that was cool.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah. I like that one.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, it's true. I'm thinking to myself, what kind of like an artist would I have if I had freaking like $1 billion in
Yeah.
the bank or whatever?
Yeah, you could have
And I'm
anybody.
and I think I'd have Tom Waits, and he'd be pretty. I would assume he'd be pretty
fucking
cheap.
I'd have Kanye West and then I'd punch him in the face.
Yeah, that'd be great just to have
How
him
much
and
to
then fucking
punch?
fuck him up.
No,
no,
you're
dude,
like-
you set up a trap door on the stage.
But you'd have to hire a bunch of bodyguards.
How
that
much
would
to
be
fuck
really
Kanye
good.
up?
How much to fuck him?
No, they're like, okay.
That's
so,
probably cheap
no,
as well.
so you get a call from like Arnold Hornstall at the fucking, William Morris agency.
Yeah,
And he's like,
yeah.
okay, so if you want Kanye, if you want him to come and do a show, a 45 minute, that's going to cost you 25 grand. If you want to kick him in the nuts, that's going to cost you 125 grand.
headlock and fuck him in the
How many
Think
people
what
would
happens.
be
Yeah.
whoever we want.
Really, as many as you wanted? Okay.
And of course, you'd have all the groupies.
You'd pay.
Yeah.
I pay for Beyonce to be there, but not to sing.
What would she just like show her tits?
She just has to like be there, but she can't.
She could
sing.
serve
She'd
cigars.
do duck faces in her selfies.
She could wash my hands when I finish taking a shit.
She could be the towel girl in the bathroom.
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
And I'm Justin Timberlake and doing that. Does it have to be a male, right?
He'd
No.
be the bellboy or like
He'd
the
be
door guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Someone like that.
That'd be pretty tight.
The more powerful, the better.
What beer's that, number
And
5?
Jim Carrey would be there,
5.
and he'd be dressed like
5.
Ace
Well done.
Ventura,
Yeah.
and he'd have to be in character the whole night.
And I'd bring
Jim Carrey?
I'd bring Dave Eller along just so I can stand him next to him
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
and be like, "You're brothers."
Jim Carrey's fucking hilarious, though. None of his real.
That's one guy you could
new
not
stuff.
buy out, though. That's for sure.
Jim
Yeah,
Carrey.
he can. He costs $20 million
Well, what to like come do a
to
show?
make a movie.
To make a movie, yeah.
20 mil for
He
Jim.
would do anything for $1 million.
It's true.
He'd
It's
talk
true
out
when
of his
everyone
ass
says that
for $1 million.
everybody has
Oh,
their
God,
price.
yeah.
It's true what they say, but everybody has their price, you know?
I believe it.
I mean, but then again, like, Jim Carrey has done a lot of $20 million pictures,
Mm-hmm.
so he can afford to say
Mask.
no to the $20 million. I don't think that was a $20 million picture.
No,
I don't think he was $20 million yet. 'Cause
That-
that was right after
Well,
Ace Ventura.
I would call that a $20 million picture. Maybe it didn't cost that much, but it was
made
a
him
great
a $20
movie.
million actor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
$20
sure.
million
for
man.
sure. And who was the chick in that movie?
That was Cameron Diaz.
Oh, it was Cameron Diaz.
When
Yeah,
she was
that was
hot.
like her heyday, man.
Yeah.
She's still really, really
Dude,
attractive.
She fucking peaked in that movie.
Have you seen that girl without fucking any makeup on though? Holy, wow! If you ever seen any like smug shots of her, she just looks
No,
like a
I
fucking
haven't.
trash bag.
Oh, really?
I agree with D.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a shame.
I really don't care because people shouldn't be taking photos of people without their makeup on.
Oh, I know. It's
No, man. Like, fuck that. Nobody here wears makeup.
Yeah.
Like, what's the issue there?
We don't get
That
makeup.
that shouldn't, that's such a fucking double standard. The saying like, "Oh, a woman's not pretty with makeup." That's just saying
It's
like
Hollywood,
she's not pretty.
motherfucker.
No,
It's
but
a
no,
Are
no,
you
no,
kidding
no,
me?
no,
Are you
no,
saying
no,
that
no.
male actors in Hollywood don't wear fucking makeup?
No, I'm
'Cause
just
that's bullshit.
I'm not saying Hollywood. I'm just saying men and women, Darcy.
Right. Well, I'm talking Hollywood.
I'm just saying
so
like, okay,
you're on a
is-
different
is-
train track right now.
Ben's saying males are the more attractive sex.
No,
males
I'm
don't
just
need
saying,
makeup, right?
Without their shirt on, of course.
like I don't know how that's happened in society, but like it's true. Like when you okay.
Yeah, no, it's true.
You know how it's happened
say,
in society.
say you go home with the girl and she looks great the night before, and then you see her without her makeup on, and you're like, oh wow, like,
Whoa.
you're oh, shit.
And the Lulus come off, and
Yeah.
Exactly.
And all the
Cellulite
cottage
comes
cheese
out.
starts
Yeah.
coming out. Yeah.
The Lulu's more like they
But think
peel
about it,
off.
Ben. Think about it, right? Okay, when a
'Cause they're
girl
so
is
tight to
12
the
years old,
body.
she puts, or even younger now, puts on makeup because it's just that's what women do. What's girls do? Let's put makeup on. Boys never do that. We're not socialized to put fucking makeup on our face. That's
Men
why
don't do that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Boys, men, whatever, right?
Boys
but like,
might do that.
sure, maybe Biggie you had some fun parties and things
What
went
kind
down.
of boys are you hanging out with?
Boys to men.
boy party.
But yeah, no, I mean, like that's something it's a social cultural adaptation. Like girls put on makeup because they've done that since they were young. They put makeup on their dolls.
It's
they
a
put
thing
makeup
though.
on their face.
Makeup is to sexualize girls
For sure,
Like
yeah.
like the eye blush and the lipstick is like how a woman looks when she's aroused. Like blood rushes to the lips and around the eyes,
Yeah.
and everything looks different. And makeup recreates that at all times. So women are constantly sexualized when they're
Well,
wearing
yeah,
makeup.
and it's exchange values,
Constantly
right? Like if you think of
aroused.
what
Yeah.
the exchange values are traditionally for men, it's like money, it's power, whereas women's it's sexuality,
Yeah.
attractiveness, things like this, right? Like
That's right.
that's just
We
the
play
bottom line, man.
we play our gender roles good.
We do, and now and again we have parties when we're young boys, like big bar, and we put on makeup and such.
I don't like this word, young boys.
Whoa, what parties were you at as a young boy putting on makeup?
I get uncomfortable as soon as I heard young boys.
Wouldn't Ronnie put a stop to that?
Young boy.
Definitely.
No, he was encouraging it.
Put the boys in the makeup. Let's do it.
Yeah.
No, that never really went down.
I should
Unfortunately,
hope not.
Come to my art shop.
that would have been fun, man.
I got the
Mm,
makeup.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Put makeup on. I mean, but the only reason why boys didn't put makeup on is because we're trained that that's not right. You know,
But don't
Well,
we? Don't,
look,
isn't there that?
Isn't
that, like,
war paint a version of
bag?
makeup then?
war paint?
you
Yeah,
know, you
exactly,
can
right?
Get the little bags
I
underneath
would
it, or
say
the-
It's the same thing.
Get
It's
those
applying a
little
substance
wand
to your
you
face
can
to
get
achieve
for-
for circles?
Yeah. you
But
thought-
more
a mental
probably.
advantage or something like that, right?
Sure, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, it's only because of social norms that boys don't.
Yeah,
play
but
with
if you
makeup.
saw a boy
Isn't
wearing a
that
ton
what
of
Jeff
makeup,
Goldblum does? He goes like, I don't know.
I don't know.
If I
man.
saw a boy
I'm
wearing
really
a ton
Jeff
of makeup,
Goldblum the fuck
I
out
would
of this
question
I
it,
fucking
right?
love Jeff Goldblum.
If you
He's
saw a
the
boy
best.
wearing a ton of makeup, you would question. You say that's not right.
With or without makeup.
Well, I wouldn't say that's not right. If the dude's like pretty gay or something, wear all the
Right.
makeup you want. Like
Right.
if you identify
What?
with the gender role that's
So you're saying you can only
more
be gay to wear
more
makeup,
feminine.
or
But,
you're
but
gay if you
that's-
wear
that's a-
makeup?
I would assume
No.
that they were more feminine as
No.
in,
Sure.
in a male body than a regular masculine boy.
Yeah, but again, that's not. That's
Like an
not.
Adam-
that's not a
like-
hegemonic view,
Like the
right?
Adam Lambert dude, like he always looks perfect, right? He looks like he was like a plastic Ken doll, and I feel like that's the type of person you're talking about. They're wearing makeup, they're making sure their skin is flawless and their hair is perfect, and he happens to be gay.
Sure, but I'm talking about like more before people even identify as being heterosexual, homosexual. This is just like development of like early childhood. You know, like
Like when I'm playing with Legos, I all of
yeah,
a sudden get
it's
out
like-
a makeup thing, and I
But
put
I think
blush on
Lego
my
is a
face.
very unisex toy, actually.
Well, yeah, it should
that's
be.
that's sort of one that's kind of
Like that's why
spreads,
Lego
right?
is the best toy. All it does is encourage creativity.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying,
Like,
like
it gives you the plan,
social
and the structure,
norms
and then
are
from there,
pushed.
after you
You
build it,
add
you just
on.
kind of either add on or completely deconstruct it and kind of go your own way with it. Lego is the best toy, period, no matter what.
Yeah,
I
Lego's
agree.
awesome.
That's why we got Christine's nephew some.
Did you
Lego.
guys? We all have Lego? Did you guys all had Lego when you were growing
Fuck
up?
yeah.
Definitely.
Biggie, what about you?
Lots
I
of
did.
Lego.
I was it Connects? No, it wasn't Connects.
I had
It was-
Connects
it
too,
was
yeah.
It was
the,
Duplo. You were a Duplo kid,
It
weren't
was
you?
that. It was those
Connects
little
was like the
bars.
metal stuff, yeah.
It was the plastic bars with the little, square nuts.
Yeah, you had some
that you could make
screws
s-
and shit. Yeah.
It was no screws. It was just like plastic.
Erector set?
I forget what it's called, but like it was plastic shit. It was not Connects. It was like Connects, but it was something different.
It's a
Meccano?
Erector set.
Do you guys ever have Meccano?
It's like in the
I
Sandlot.
had
He-
Meccano. I
In the
had
Yeah.
Sandlot.
Meccano is like
The
metal.
new kid gets
It's
his
called
erector
Screws
set
and
out,
Wood.
and they build the catapult out of his erector set.
It was called Project Time.
You ever make a
Erector set.
harigata
That was like the first thing I made in
with your erector
It was,
set?
it was called fixing stuff at the shop that broke.
Going back to 2013 for a sec, what was your best crusher of a zit? And describe it, Darcy. You first.
I had one that was like inside my nose.
when was it? At
Damn.
what point of
I don't know, maybe like before the summer, like June.
the year?
And yeah, I just woke up one morning with, so I was feeling kind of some pain, and there was nothing visible on the outside of the nostril.
Yeah.
So I went for a little inspection.
Sounds
I
painful.
did a rub around, and it was really stingy and gross. And then I kind of like put my hand inside, and then I kind of just like winced, like, oh God. And I'm like kind of feeling it out. I'm like, should I pop it right now? Should I give it some time? Should I heat the fucker and then go? And I'm like, no, I'm just gonna wait it out. It's gonna go away. I'm gonna put a little hot cloth on there, and it's gonna go down. And I waited 24 hours, and I woke up the next morning, and the thing was actually like, it looked like it had bruised the inside of my nostril, like
Really?
from the outside.
Wow.
And so I just was like, fuck it. Went in with the hots, popped the fucker, scream.
Tears?
Maybe a single tear of like, I
Those
can't.
nose ones hurt, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
You can't
painful.
avoid the tears. It's not a sign of like weakness or anything. You just
No.
that's how your body reacts.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, oh fuck. All right, well, c'est la vie.
I didn't have any zits this year.
Liar.
I didn't. I
Bullshit.
hardly ever get
What about the
them.
ones on your dick?
When I do that?
Oh.
When I do, they're below the
Fucking
belt.
minefield down there.
No, but
I bet.
usually I get them on like a cheek or just on the tip of my nose, but I didn't have any bad ones this year.
Really?
What about a sty?
Yeah,
Have you ever had a
it's rare
sty?
for me. I don't know
Like an
why.
eye sty?
No, never. What's
No,
a
no.
style?
You guys never had a sty before?
No.
That sounds disgusting.
It's like remember Dom Woganowski from that movie that Adam not Adam
It's Brett
Sandler.
Favre in it.
Brett-
It's
yeah.
got,
Something about Mary.
yeah.
The guy has like those
Matt
Another,
Dillon.
another
he gets
Cameron
like
Diaz
the
movie.
lesions on his
Stiller.
face.
Yeah, no, he's got like the pussy shit on his face, but like a sty is in essence
remember
just
that,
like
yeah.
one thing, and it's on your eye. It's basically like where your eyelash and your eyelid meet.
Ben Stiller has that.
Yeah, and if you ever get them on the inside of your eyelid, it's fucking horrendous because it's like scratchy and itchy, but you can't touch it or it gets worse.
Yikes.
So yeah, I've had one in there, and you have to like basically do the same thing, hot compress, and it'll go away. But it's fucking painful, man. Styes are no fun.
I can't say I had a zit this year.
Wow.
That
You
was
guys are
really
like
bad.
You guys
I
are like
don't
the
know,
Clearasil kids over here.
I'm trying to think. I mean, it's mostly like my hands that
I can't go. I'm babysitting my new friend.
I'm trying to think.
Remember that ad?
Yeah, I do.
You know what? I did have one, like, maybe one on the
You should have some more fries, Pedro.
Yeah, you need more.
But
poutine.
that's what a hat's for.
Need
too.
some O. Henrys and whatnot.
Oh, can we just? I know I'm jumping way off topic again, but I just want to drop back. Did you guys talk about everything we had for Alvis food wise?
No. Well,
Because we had 3 types of
A little more to the
chicken.
left, homie.
yeah.
Right, so we did honey garlic, sweet and sour, hot, and then we did poutine,
Poutine, yeah.
and then we had what else?
The
did we
chips, we had some bruschetta on bread.
Bruschettas. God, what else?
Okay.
There was
I'm
just
gonna-
a lot
I'm
of
gonna
Lots
take
of
the
lots of like
zit.
finger foods and
I'm
shit.
taking the
Yeah.
picture of the zit on
The
Ben's
aftermath
face.
of the worst zit
we'll,
of the
we'll
year
post
for
it
me.
online.
Oh, we
You
got
can see.
fudgy zit here. Oh, where's it popping?
And we had coolers full of beer.
That was good. That was a good
big
addition
buck.
this year.
Dude, Cascadia gives you free ice.
Feels like I'm
You can take
taking a
as much
forensic
free
photo.
ice from Cascadia.
Where's Cascadia?
It's the liquor store in Uptown.
You should have a little like.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Number one.
yeah, that's so bad.
It's
It
not
was
bad.
so gross.
Fudge has a serious.
Looks a
pimple.
lot better, I think.
I guess you're not going out tonight, are you? You're babysitting your new friend. Oh, it's like an ear bogger. That's the worst.
That's wow. And
That-
that's like a
that
few days
photo,
after.
yeah.
That's
That's
like
the day
it's-
after.
Oh, it's healing up.
We should put you. We should Photoshop you on the poster for Outbreak.
Well, I rarely,
the monkey and then the
rarely get zits, and this one I usually just get like I don't know 1 or 2 real.
What do you think
crankers
caused
a year.
it? Like, do you think
Toque.
like the toque? Yeah, rubbing up against the skin.
No, I just got the toque. I don't know, like I don't know, it just happens.
Herpes.
I have if
Merpees.
there's one thing I learned
Tinder.
in my 30 years, it's that if you find a skin product that works for you, you don't stray from it. And I
right.
use that St. Ives shit with the pear or the apricot core particles in it,
Yeah.
and you just like smash that on your
Exfoliate.
face.
Exfoliate the shit
And
out
it's
of that. Fudge.
exfoliate the shits out. Yeah, so I use that, and whatever. So
It's not working if that happens though.
Well, I mean,
Yeah. Well, that's
it's never
that's
going to work 100% of the time, right? My
Right.
diet's also been like I've been drinking a shitload. I've been
Right.
eating a shitload
Yeah.
of garbage,
That's where my skin gets bad too.
and it's just hey, it is what it is.
It's the holidays, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You're never
I
gonna have
have-
perfect skin all the time.
I have a friend on his way over
Here?
to you, Vic.
Who?
Cortland Sly.
Okay.
Is that cool if he maybe?
Extend the podcast.
Probably not. We're almost wrapped up, eh?
It's like 6:30 almost
We
already.
should probably wrap it up.
Well,
eh?
it's up to you because you've got your mom.
I don't care,
insurance.
We
but,
should
like,
probably wrap it up. Maybe.
Whatever.
Let's keep going.
I felt good about talking.
We can keep going.
Yeah,
I don't know
whatever.
if we're out of
He
stuff
says
yet.
he's in 10 minutes.
Okay.
10
well,
minutes. So should we grab another mic from him?
You
can just share.
He can
Yeah,
share.
he can hang out with you on your mic. I'm
Yeah,
not setting
go.
up another fucking mic for him
Yeah,
right
or
now.
Ben will pass out. So
Yeah. It's possible.
Possible. It's possible.
Yeah, we can stop and take a quick break,
Let's take a quick break.
have a smoke, maybe.
Or we get, I don't know, like we can still fill the time.
yeah, that takes the wind out of
what
it.
were the
Okay.
what were the best highlights of everyone's year so far?
Wait, didn't we
Didn't
start
we do
with
that already?
Yeah, no, we didn't talk about that. We kind of went through our year and what happened. but,
Highlights. I got to
well,
think about
we'll
this.
do
I'm not
highlight-
prepared.
We'll do like the best times and the worst times. We'll get real. Let's get
best-
fucking real. Let's start with the worst times.
well, you start off. You kick it
I'll
off.
start with the worst times. I guess the worst time of 2013 for me was when the year started and I was still living in my parents' house.
Whoa, was
and-
that this year?
Yeah, that was this year before I really kind of got things going.
Holy shit.
And then it was at the end of January when I started my new job. So, like,
Yeah.
it looked bleak at the beginning of the year because I still owed a ton of money on my credit card. I had my license.
Didn't
but
have
I-
no motherfucking phone.
but I
Didn't have no
a
home.
phone. I didn't have.
You've never had a phone for a long time.
That's right. I didn't have shit because I was so far in debt. So
you were just a piece of shit.
yeah, it was a total piece of shit.
Now he still is, but he has an apartment and a
You're a
day
money-
job.
yeah,
you're a
I'm
money
I'm
piece
an
of shit.
independent piece of shit. Another like going further, like there wasn't too many like bad times after that. Like when I started working, like had them started paying off the debt, got the confidence back, like things started going good, got the place, and then like another the next low light there was actually after Canada Day, and I had a great night.
Oh, yeah,
I
you had
just
us all
I
over.
had just come off Tall Tree, which was a really fun time, but I woke up the next morning an hour and a half late for work. I was so high on drugs that me and Matt had been doing the night before that my eyes wouldn't focus.
But I did all the dishes
for about 10 or 15
You're all
minutes.
ketamined out.
Oh,
doing
you
dishes?
also had to complain as well.
Yeah, I woke up at like 8. No, I woke up at
I
like
didn't know
9.
you had to work the next day.
Yeah, I did.
Holy
I woke
fuck.
up at 9:30. My eyes couldn't focus for 15 minutes. I got to work an hour late. I got sent home because like she didn't need me, or like
because you're too high.
like there wasn't anything
fucked
going
up
on,
about this
and the like the FAS didn't need me that day pretty much. I went home. I got like multiple noise complaints. Got a letter from like the corporation that owns all the apartment buildings.
Whoa.
That said this could put like your tenancy in jeopardy. And I was just like,
Yeah, they always
like,
throw you that letter.
well, I
though.
know that, but that was the first time, right? And I was
Yeah.
just like, man, like I could really fuck this up if I keep doing
Man,
stupid shit.
we weren't that bad.
Well, the thing is like when you left,
You
I
have
was
a deep
I was
voice.
still up when you left, but I passed out with the music cranked.
Ah.
And the
Oh, that'll
music
do.
was cranked from like whatever 5 a.m.
Oh my
till
God.
like 9 a.m.
Okay, well there you go.
And I knew that, and like I typed out like
There's
an
probably people pounding on your door, and you're not even doing anything.
I know.
Probably.
I was totally dead. So I typed out an email. I gave it to my neighbors. I gave it to my landlords.
That's
and I
why
was
that
just like,
old guy hates you.
well, that's part of why for sure.
Did he just scowl at you every time you?
I don't think I've ever seen him in the elevator, but I wrote everyone a letter.
So what?
And
He's
I,
old.
And I put it under their doors, and it's just like tried to apologize as sincerely as possible. And then since that, I don't know. Like I've been
See,
pretty
that's just a
responsible.
weekend at my place.
Other than hangovers,
It's a weekend at
That's
Bernie's
great
right there.
if you can do that.
and I lost my phone. Like
That day.
Four Loco.
3 weeks after
Oh.
I got my phone, I drank 4 Locos.
And you
5S?
and you also fertilized your
And-
plants.
and I temporarily, I didn't piss on my plants.
No, you didn't piss. You
Shit?
no,
No,
the other one.
Night soil.
barfed.
Yeah,
Oh,
What the night?
you barfed in a plant.
Canada Day?
yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Hey, you needed some. It was better
Dude,
than the
watching you
floor.
on ketamine is like watching fucking paint dry. Remember when you came to fucking, we were playing Catan and like,
Yeah, and I
Fudge
forgot how to play
decided to
Catan.
do fucking ketamine and you're like just sitting, we hand you the dice to and roll and you're just like blind stare, just looking forward with the dice in the box and you're just like,
That's usually with me. So there's Katana anyway.
and you're like, okay, we'll just cut him out. That was funny though.
Normal.
But the other low light. What was the other low point? of that?
What was the other low life in your
No,
in
I
your
started
life?
to get
I
into
thought
it.
you were gonna say the summer was your highlight.
I
'cause
started
you're
to
having
get
so much
into it.
fun.
I
Dude,
started to get into
I
it.
thought it was the best time when we saw you after Tall Trees. It's just that
No,
we went
that
too far
night,
that night.
Yeah, no, I went way too hard that night, and
we
I
went way
fucked
too
up.
far.
There was another time. There was another kind of low point though that I can't remember. Shit. Oh, fuck off, Trebek. I don't know. Other than like a couple bad hangovers, I guess it hasn't been too bad.
There you go.
Like there hasn't really been any crisis moments whatsoever, and nothing really bad has happened. So it's been like I said, other than those other moments I talked about, nothing too serious.
Nice. Yeah, I'd say the low point of me for this year, one of which just happened like 2 weeks ago when my fucking car died. That's been a bitch. Trying to get point A to point B now is a bit of a pain in the ass. But, it's, if that's one of the worst things, that's not bad. However,
Is there any issue with
This-
you and me there?
no.
Okay, good.
This stage that we're actually doing the podcast on here was redone this last summer. It was all refinished. And I came in here on the first week of September. And my
It doesn't
plan...
look like it.
Well, I know it doesn't now. But actually, fuck you. It still looks good. There's a lot of scratches. But however, okay, so this is just imagine.
I wish I had gotten that contract.
This stage was like brand fucking spanking new, refinished. And it's the first day of like School of Music, and the conductor's out here, and he says, "Oh, he's like from Transylvania or some bullshit." And
Romania.
no, he's from like Transylvania, like for she's like straight up.
Is that a real
So he likes
place?
organs.
He's Transylvania, yeah, it's legit. He likes vampires, organs, and that kind of shit. His name is Anthony, and Anthony comes out here and he's like, "Okay, I want to move some things out. I want to hear the horn section. I want to hear, etc."
Are you saying a foreigner's in charge of the
No. He runs.
symphony here?
Yeah, he one of the School of Music. So
Blasphemy.
there's an orchestra and there's a wind symphony. Anyways, he's like, "Okay, I want to pull out the conductor's podium onto the stage." So I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool." And I start pulling it out, And there's another kid from the School of Music who's helping me. And
That was a beer bottle being dropped on the new
yeah, it's fucking the floor up.
on the new floor.
And so anyway, so I make it about halfway across the stage, and I look back, and there's these 2 huge scratch marks that have just destroyed the stage, like fucking all the way down. They're like 2 inches thick by like 15 inches long.
What?
And
Where?
That's a little bit of one. Yeah, they were all the way to the back. I've kind of buffed them out at this point. But so I look back at the stage that's like fully pristine, and I look and I'm like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Like this is going to be like $5,000 to fix the stage. And so I kind of like try and like rub it over and smooth it out. And I'm like, okay, maybe my boss won't notice. So I put the thing back away, and I write him a little note, and I'm like, yeah, the School of Music, they scratched the stage a bit, blah, blah, blah. I was here, but, it wasn't on my bed. And so I get a phone call that night from my boss, and it's when I was kind of like at the lowest of the low when I thought I was going to get dinged. He's like, so guess how much it is? And I'm like, what? Like, you've been there already? Like, I don't know, like $1,000? And he's like, no, $10,000. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then, but I realized that he's actually telling me the money that I've been back paid for my 3 years, and not what the stage is going to cost to fix. So it went from the fucking worst to the best.
To the best.
Right there.
No,
So
I'm
ladies,
going to give you $10,000.
He just got $10,000.
Yeah, well, it
Ladies.
ain't going to last long.
You could definitely buy a
Dude,
Mercedes with 10
Why
grand.
don't you just
I've never had $10,000 like in my possession
All in one
at one
go.
point
buy a
ever.
Mercedes?
I was close.
That's the
That's
most
that's
zeros.
after tax, though.
That's a
man.
lot of zeros.
I got taxed big
get
time.
taxed
I paid
on
like
that?
$3,500 on that.
Oh,
tax.
shit.
What?
You
well,
still
no,
buy a
your
Mercedes.
bracket goes up big time.
Oh, because of the bracket.
No,
Yeah.
they like lump summed because it was a lump sum of cash.
right.
They
They,
took.
they bracket the fuck out of it.
Yeah, I got fucked. But it is what it is. It's still money. You can't look at that good first in the mouth. But at the same time, I was like going from my complete low where I thought I could get fired from my job to getting like this big chunk of change, and I'm like, oh fuck, oh. It's not about the stage, and he's like, "What's wrong with the stage?" And I was like, we'll talk about it on Monday."
After I collect my check.
Yeah, I came in here and I just like buffered the shit out of the floor, and it actually
If
doesn't.
they
look too bad now.
realized, like in my industry, that they needed to pay me, like they're gonna back pay me, or they had the option of back pay me, they wouldn't back pay me. You know,
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
rare.
it's like if
That's
they,
rare.
because if they have the option of not letting you know that they're gonna not do that.
But if you think about it,
Then
you,
they
you,
won't
ha-
do
you,
it.
you have a much
But-
larger pool of workers, right?
Exactly.
Like,
I know.
because we're such
We're all
a
a bunch
small,
of schmoes.
we're only 4 of us
We're all
tech-wise here.
schmoes.
So
Yeah, they rely on you guys.
yeah.
They
Well,
trust
well,
you.
I mean, that being said, if we had 12 of us, we wouldn't be doing the same thing. They couldn't afford it, right? So
Yeah.
And it's public sector money anyway, so
yeah.
it's just about that's great though.
Yeah, no, I'm really stoked with that.
We're just
but,
jealous.
I guess
you know.
my low point
We'll
was
share the spoils. So we're gonna
Sure.
have some.
Give me
That
some
was
money.
a good story because
I'll
it was
always
like
accept
a,
money from
a
anybody.
low and a high point all at
yeah, it
once.
was from like the lowest to the best. So yeah, okay, Kleiner, you're up, bud.
Yeah, so I worked with a douchebag that I had a $30,000 contract signed for 6 months with a startup company in town here, and I was supposed to do business development and just be on sort of like an executive level with the company. There's only 3 people in it, and I worked for 3 weeks, essentially a month, and it came time to get my paycheck, and the guy was like, we don't have the money to pay you really, and besides, like, your contract's for too much money right now. And I was like, no, this is like, it's legal, like, you have to pay me this amount.
Yeah.
And basically didn't get paid anything.
Fucking shitty.
Yeah, so
How many hours did you put in already?
well, a whole month of work.
Okay.
Pretty much. And I had 5 months to go, and I was counting on paying back my whole student loans with this one contract amount that
Yeah.
would have taken me into the spring of next year, and ended up having to go see a lawyer, and the lawyer didn't want to. He said he would help, but he couldn't really help me without me giving him money, obviously,
Yeah.
and
They don't work for free.
exactly. But he said he would anyway because he thought that this kid that I was working for, who's 23 and privileged, would would be intimidated by him. But this dude had already done this to other people in
Wasn't
Toronto
the first thing.
and has his own lawyer and
Yeah.
knows how to do this really well.
Yeah.
So the lawyer tried to intimidate him. Nothing happened. The kid laughed at the lawyer's face, I think. And was
He's like, man, I got a legal team for days.
yeah, and he's like, you're not going to drag me into court for in Canada, you can't even take somebody to court for missed earnings. So I would have only been able to sue for the amount of that I would have been owed that month.
Right. Right.
And then by the time you've done that, you've been in court for a year, you've gone to a people's court and all that shit, and you might get $5,000 out of it.
Yeah.
Maybe, right? And if you don't, then you got to pay the legal costs, and you got to pay your lawyer anyway. So I basically had to drop it. And this is after I had already been waiting for a contract for a couple of months because I was in between gigs. And so I thought I finally had something, and I was all happy about it, and just totally fell on my face, right?
Yeah.
And, Christine was trying to finish up school, and I wanted to get her a grad gift, and all these bills were mounting up, and it was looking really, really bad. And then I guess I ended up, doing this global summit of leaders, whole business meeting thing, and I had a bunch of good feedback from that and met a bunch of CEOs who took a shining to me, and I started hanging out with them. And they basically were all like bidding on me to come work on projects for them or with them. So it ended up good, but there's a moment there near the end of this year where I was like, holy fuck, like I'm going to have to work in a warehouse somewhere or something. Like, this sucks.
Well, you know what, dude? Like, sometimes you got to take a chance. Sometimes you have to throw yourself into a situation or a scenario or a field that you have no experience in. And speaking from experience, like I went from doing trades, like I was in hardwood floors. I would resand and refinish and install hardwood floors, anything from a kitchen floor to a cruise ship dance floor. And I did that for most of my 20s. And the job I kind of fell into was in a fish market, and I didn't know anything about it. And the way it worked out was like it couldn't be better. It's 3 blocks from where I live. I love the people I work with. The job isn't always like totally stimulating, but going to work every day is just like hanging out with my friends. So like it couldn't have gone better. And you might have to try a couple times, but that's not to say like there's good stuff out there. Like you could build relationships or at least get good experiences out of that.
You're right.
I'd also say that
point.
no one's everybody's, even if they're in a good position, everybody's just as close as to that shitty ass job as everyone else.
Yeah.
Because everything can be
It can be taken away from you in a minute.
an instant.
Okay. So, to summarize, then, so I want to finish this Alex's, and we'll do Matt's, and we'll all have our final say here. So, can you just give us what the summary then basically was? Being screwed over by your first employer, not being paid, having to go into legal battles.
Yeah.
And then finally being able to find something right.
Yeah, actually, because I got screwed over by him, I had opened up a completely different world of possibilities where I met people way more important than him in this city, way older, established people that don't fuck around, that don't bullshit.
So it just goes to show you the road isn't often easy, but sometimes you find your way.
And I don't want to make this whole thing about work. We keep talking about like success in life is dictated by work and what you're doing and shit for a job.
Well, we can follow this up with like the actual like personal growth highlights.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I want to get to.
Well, yeah, I'll tie this into that then.
Well,
right
I want
now.
Maddie to do his.
Yeah, obviously, definitely.
Right. So I started doing martial arts when I was a kid, but I never stuck with it. And this year, I did a full year of something called Modern Arnis, and I made it past level 2, so I'm on level 3 now. And my dad came and saw me pass the test, and there's a sensei there from another Aikido club, and it was just a really, really cool moment for me.
Nice.
I felt a sense of accomplishment that I've never felt before, and I'm
That's
not saying I can go out there and kick anybody's ass, but I just feel like good about myself, and going somewhere 2 times a week for an entire year is a commitment.
Yeah.
And putting yourself sort of in a position where you're not really comfortable with what you're doing and you don't know anybody and all that's a great experience. And I really would encourage you guys to find a hobby that's, if at all possible, physical.
Masturbation?
Other than masturbation, because we all kind of do that. But
I'm really good at masturbation.
Rock and roll in her butthole.
Okay.
Yeah. But life is about more than just work and how much you make and what you do for a job. So find other things that help, enrich your life.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cortland is at the side door.
Okay, well,
Matt, low points.
You
I
go
don't
ahead.
Give a fuck, I know.
I'll find you, Cortland.
Whatever.
Carry on.
Oh, carry on.
High and low points of the year.
Low points.
Low points. Well, I already touched on that earlier.
We're looking for something more deep and philosophical.
It was.
We're going deep here.
Because I couldn't find any work with my given profession. I had to basically move this warehouse full of party gear, like all different types of like drapery and like plates and just knickknacks of all different sorts. Basically about, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 blocks away to another warehouse. And I was just doing that with a couple of my friends and everything. And it was work, I guess, for the time. And I remember me thinking, like, I wish I was doing something like better with my time on the not as much time with my given profession time. I wish I was I don't know, creating more, right? So like I guess that they went up and down throughout the year as far as when I was actually doing creative stuff. So finally, I mean, like I just have to remind myself why I what makes me happy, right? And keeping on doing what that is, right? And it always changes all the time, right? All the time. Every few weeks, like. But I know for one thing is for sure, like I like being creative and trying to make money that way. So
yeah, I hate
yeah.
when I can't be creative at a job too. So I totally
yeah, Cortland's in
identify
the
with
house.
Yeah, so I mean that's you had to take the shitty warehouse work, but it got you through, and that's sometimes that's the school of hard knocks, man.
Yeah,
So
man.
You got to do what you got to do to get by, and you can always come back, circle back. We're always gonna have to do things we don't really want to do.
And here joining us is the one and only Cortland Sly.
For a little cameo here. What's up,
How you
buddy?
doing? How you doing?
Yeah, very good.
We're just talking about our high and low points.
2013.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about your high and low points?
We're just doing low points to start. We're moving towards the highs.
Well, I can generally do some low points. Would be maybe failing an exam that I was trying to.
Shit, that'll do. Yeah.
Needed that one to get.
What was the exam? What was the class?
It would have been economics. So,
Economics. Okay.
Yeah, which
and
is the second time around. It's really embarrassing.
Was it habitually just like a bitch of a class? You hated it or what?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a little resentful when you're in school and you start to act like a bit of an entitled douchebag sometimes. So
Yeah, we all
happens to
kind
the
of
best
do,
of
right?
us.
Fucking A.
Alright.
Okay, so we just want to introduce our West Coast High Life listeners here. Corlin, what was your last name, man?
Sandover Sly.
Sandover Sly. Fucking A. Nice. I like that. We feel like we need to put some Curtis Mayfield on as you
Totally.
like here.
I'll key it up.
Super fly. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, we were all just sort of trying to do a little drop down of what our 2013 was. So if that was the low point for you in 2013, what was the high? What was the top?
Well, it was when my girlfriend moved to town.
Oh, fuck. All right.
December 1st, not too long ago. She got her
Oh,
own,
nice.
I got her own place up on Mount Doug, real cheap. She
Oh,
had
beauty.
40 acres and an apple orchard, so she's happy.
Wow.
What?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really nice.
In Mount Doug?
Yeah, we went for a walk yesterday, actually up to the top, and it was beautiful. So,
Fucking nice.
yeah, things
So
are
how long have you been involved for?
It's been 2 years, and she was in Vancouver, and I moved over here, so you can imagine things are pretty difficult.
Yeah. No, I've definitely I've had the LDR thing happen, and it's really hard to like to have that emotional connection with someone and not be able to express it, right? But
To not be able
I've
to fuck
also-
is what
I've-
you're getting at, right?
That too. But also, like I've had that, that very like sweet moment when they come back and you reunite, and it's always a really special, a really
mean
significant
coitus?
thing.
Oh yeah, well the coitus, we always like that. But the best part was she actually is able to spend time with me now.
Oh, yeah,
and,
that's great, yeah.
hanging out with the family and stuff like that. For a girl who's she's pretty important to me, so it's all appreciated.
So are you from Victoria originally, or are you from Vancouver, or?
Moved here when I was 14. I started up
Okay.
in Terrace up north.
Oh,
Oh,
shit,
yeah.
right on.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
came
yeah.
from the cold just like me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, where are you from?
I came from Edmonton.
Edmonton. There you go.
Yeah. So I think I've been here 15 years now, but I tell people I'm from Victoria.
That's what everybody does. They move here. They're here for
That's
like 3 or
right.
4 years.
Once you get 4 years in here, you've locked it down.
Pretty
Not
much
even
from
2
here.
years in. Fuck, that's good enough. But yeah, okay. Well, we've come to 101 minutes of our recording today. So,
Well, we didn't really do like with the high points,
oh, we didn't. Okay,
the highest of the highs. I don't know. Do you want me to start off?
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
you start the
go
hard
ahead.
fudge.
Go ahead. Keep it going.
We'll do the
Alright,
highlights
I'll
of
try,
2013.
I'll try and keep it quick. First of all, paying off all of my credit card debt. That was so huge for me because it had been hanging over my head for years and years and years. Second of all, I moved into my first domicile by myself with no friends. My apartment that I live in now. Couldn't be happier. Beautiful view. Love it. The next would definitely be Shambhala 2013.
Yep.
I went on stage with Rocky Mountain Rebel music. I tore off a whole bunch of shorts with my Hulk Hogan costume on, threw them into the stage. There's pictures of it.
That was pretty epic.
Probably the best pictures that ever will be or have been taken of me. And Rifflandia 2013 was also amazing. And this Christmas, actually, for the first time, being full-time employed instead of doing contract work and trades, I had a little bit of money to spend, and I got my parents a brand new iPad, and they haven't put it down since I got it for them.
Nice.
So it's been really good to be able to kind of give back to my parents after they've done so much for me. So it's been those were the highs.
Right on.
That's good.
Right on.
That's good.
2013. Lot of highs for me. Not just the monetary kind of reimbursement, getting legitimized, working here with the university, but also I'd have to say Shambhala was one of the highlights. I would say
because of me.
If you were fucking
Darcy was there. He saw that.
If you were Hulk
person.
Hogan, I was Vince McMahon on that motherfucker because I was doing all the networking to get that shit going.
He did.
And
Darcy
I worked hard.
totally hooked that up.
And,
Darcy and Dane hooked that up totally.
And it was pretty fucking cool. I also would have to say Rifflandia. That was the first time I've worked for Rifflandia. I've been a Scoffest true and true production guy for 5 years.
Yeah, Scoffest was such a highlight for me.
Yeah, Most Def down at the
Scoffest,
Harbor,
doing Most Def at the Harbor,
bartending,
going to do Most Def at the Vogue
only came
in
for
Vancouver.
one show, actually 2 shows. The show after that.
Yeah, so
Most Def was dope.
Those are really great shows. Also, doing the Rifflandia stage, having such a big site to work with, having actual money to work with, because it's a for-profit kind of event, whereas opposed to the Scott Society is very non-for-profit kind of thing. It was really nice to finally I built these 2 huge DJ rigs, and I called one of them Big Boy, and I called one of them Lil Dove, and Big Boy was always for my headliners every night. And I geeked out on that thing, and it was fucking sick. And everyone who came to see it was like, "Oh, can I borrow that for main stage?" And I convinced all the guys behind Atomic that I was the real deal, and that I was there to stay. So that was really cool.
You are, D. You're the real deal.
Fucking A. Oh, little Curtis Mayfield in the background too. I
Yeah.
like that. All right, cheers, Alex. You can take it up.
There's hell below. So yeah, I guess my highlight was being able to, at the end of the year, get my parents' top-of-the-line Hoover vacuum cleaner.
Ooh, Hoover.
Because I've been using theirs for so long.
That
the
was
old one,
it?
that it broke.
There's only one?
No, it's a pretty big deal, man. And combined with being able to have
if it's a big deal, let's go into that. Let's get deeper on it.
Get deep on that, Hoover.
Why was it a big deal? Well,
sorry. Just the whole sucking notion.
Yeah, it sucks hard. It sucks real
But it
hard.
sucks clean.
It's a big deal just because it's, first of all, it's like a pretty expensive gift, and I hadn't gotten them anything expensive in years. And my dad's he's the vacuum fanatic of the house, and he's always cleaning these huge Persian
dog
rugs.
hairs.
The dog hairs, you know how it is, right? So
He is the nutty
I
pig.
think I got some Jack's hairs on my coat.
yeah, everybody does now that you've been in a room with me. You've all got Jack's hairs on you somehow. But
That's your dog.
Yeah.
Just to let viewers know.
Yeah, he's a Samoyed.
Oh,
so
so
he's,
it's not the boyfriend.
yeah,
No.
he's not my boyfriend. He's a Samoyed with
Sing
long
of the
white
day.
hairs. The ultimate thing.
This show up here in Starbird.
I like it though. I like it. That's
it.
great.
Yeah,
That's you
definitely.
fit right in.
Spice it right up.
But no, the other highlight that I want to talk about is being able to have these awesome, all access sort of passes to one of the best offices in the city, which is the Board of Trade building in Bastion Square. And I met this dude named Clayton Stark, who's he won the Technology King of the Year award or whatever.
Like Ned Stark, but different.
Yeah, this guy brought Zynga here. He was part of the team that built Netscape
Winter's
way back
coming.
in the day. And he's a super cool dude, and we've sort of forged a friendship. I can go over to the office anytime on a Friday evening, and he'll have wine and beers ready for me, and I can just hang out and tell him all my problems and what all my aspirations are, and he'll hear me out. And he's kind of a mentor to me and a friend, and it's been really cool because he's a made man, and you know, we overlook the fucking harbor in his office, and I just dream of like the future over there, and it's really cool.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll pass the torch. Corbin, go ahead.
Well, besides the girlfriend moving here, the family's been doing pretty well too. We got 40 acres as well for the family, so they've been farming hay out there.
And a mule?
And a mule. No, we got a mule next door, so it's nice.
Oh, Mount Doug, you're saying, right?
No, actually, our place is out in the Martindale Valley.
Martindale,
in,
okay.
Central Saanich. So.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been getting back to the land, and that's been really nice.
Nice,
I
man.
did a whole cord of firewood by myself with a wood splitter, so that was
Fucking
nice.
A.
Feeling
Nice.
like a man, you know.
Oh, that's awesome.
Get back to the land. But
Yeah, I like it.
if I had one more low point I'll give you would probably be when I went to the casino and lost $200.
Yeah, shit.
And, you know, it doesn't happen often, but
Doesn't take long either, does it?
oh, but it's you just walk away with this pit of like
Despair
shame.
and
Yeah.
hate and self-loathing. Yeah. No, I know.
So I went and got drunk, and everything got better after that.
Exactly. Fuck. Liquid courage or liquid cures. Well, cheers. All right, Biggie, what do you got here? We're going to get you hooked up with the headphones.
Low point? Well, you know, the warehouse thing was kind of a stupid thing, you know? I mean, I don't know. It's always kind of a low point when you start self-reflecting on, you know, where you're going and how you're not actually there. But I don't know. I felt like the end of the year, you know, I really felt like I'm sort of getting somewhere with my shit somewhat. As cheesy as that sounds or whatever, you know? It's like, I don't know, like having more, just being out with more friends and stuff like that. The band thing, as much as it's, you know, kind of just a hobby, public domain. I mean, it's
That's
been
dope.
fun. You know, I'm still playing
Yeah.
music.
Yeah. Still being creative.
I didn't get out. Like, one regret was, like, I didn't get out to, I was working most of the summer, so
Yeah.
I missed out on a lot of, like, fun-ass, you
Festivals
know,
and things, yeah.
festivals. And, like, I missed the Burn. I want to go to the Burn next
Definitely.
year.
I want to do that as well.
You know, so I don't know. I think it's looking up though in the new year. You know, like
Cool.
It's always kind of weird how we sort of reflect. Okay, well, starting January 1st, no, like we're gonna
I know.
get this done.
Reset that date.
Well,
and you're
why
like,
why
what's
does it
gonna happen
matter? Why
now?
does it have to be January 1st all the time? I don't know. Just why don't we do it all the time? But
Exactly.
I don't know. Like I thought like on a whole, I think I'm ending this year right. You know, like,
Excellent.
If you could summarize the year in like a sentence, like what would you say, or like
hectic.
yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hectic. But,
It's-
you know, I'm still in the film industry. That's how I kind of know Cortland is because he's a grip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta-
But,
you got-
but he got out, so that's a high
You
point.
got to
of your
make
life.
hay while the sun's shining, man.
Well, it's taken a little while actually. I've been out for 2 years now, and I'm just starting to make some headway. So you know, it takes a while to get out of that mindset.
Yeah, no doubt.
Isn't it what they say is that you never really get out?
Every time I try to get out, they pull me right back in.
Carlito's way.
Yeah. That's totally Carlito's way.
For me,
Yeah.
I would say metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis.
Complete transformation.
Nice. Triumph for me. Just like trying to, finally realize what I can do in this town. I've been, looking at leaving Victoria for years, and I finally found my niche here, and I'm really stoked about that.
It's the velvet rut.
Indeed.
Nice. I would just say balls out because I really put myself out there this
That's
year.
two
That's
words.
2 words, bro.
I said actually a
Balls.
sentence.
You can
I
say
said,
balls.
I said give me a sentence, and you went with the
Oh.
one word, and everybody continued that.
encapsulate.
So,
Did you say sentence? Oh.
yeah,
I
Well,
like the
words
one
better.
word. Yeah.
So you say balls
balls,
Balls.
in your face,
balls out.
on your chin.
Nuts on your chin. Can we end on that? No. I'm just kidding. All right, wicked. Well, fucking A. Thanks for listening. This has been the West Coast High Life, the Alvis edition.
Extra long.
It is the 28th of
hard.
December. We
Unedited,
gave you
too.
guys
Don't edit that
111
shit.
minutes of fucking pure, unadulterated
Don't
West
edit.
Coast High Life. So we'll see you guys in the new year. Peace.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G.
Snoop Dogg.
You know I'm mobbing with the D.